Hey, everybody. Hopefully we are live, and I am Game Master Roger, and today in the neighborhood I am joined by Decado to my right, Jason. Below him is George, who's shows up from time to time, and next to him is Ken. Who's been on I think just once before, Ken. Yeah.
Yep.
So today we are planning on talking about crowdfunding, and as always, I'm sure we'll stay right on topic all the time for every minute of the stream.
Give us 5 minutes.
Is it gonna take that long? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Welcome, Death Angel, thanks for coming. Bloodworth, good to see you. Off from work due to weather, or just another day? Death Angel, thank you for that. Be sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. I think he's going to be our PR man from now on. He's going to be the guy that reminds me to do it, because I won't remember to do that. So
no, I don't
He's
either.
a producer.
So somebody's got to do it. Yeah, there's more of you. Well, sometimes I have topics that people are really passionate about, and crowdfunding seems to be one of those subjects where everybody's passionate about one part of it or another. And the first thing, and I know I do this on a lot of the streams. I like to try and define what we're talking about, and with crowdfunding, I think it's kind of difficult, because crowdfunding is itself, I don't think is difficult. I think the definition of crowdfunding is pretty simple, and that's you want to make something, publish something, produce some kind of good or something,
or just beg for money.
Right. You crowdsource the money ahead of time so that you can make those products. And I think that's really the definition of crowdfunding. And I think part of it has turned into where larger companies are kind of using it as, they use the platforms as like a pre-order platform. And I know that like Simon was doing that for a while, and I think they're gone now, right? I think their assets have all been bought up or something, or maybe still around.
I don't know if they're still there, but they're selling stuff off.
Yeah, they're selling stuff off. Yeah, pre-ordering, Joe. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I don't really like that. I mean, I don't like that model. I get why like some companies want to do that, but Simon were offering like extra stuff, Kickstarter exclusive stuff. And how do you guys feel about that? I guess where does that fall for you guys as far as in the realm of crowdfunding? I guess we can go right around. Yeah,
you
Ken,
mind if I jump in here first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did not know, or I guess I suspected this might be an all beards meeting, so I came prepared today.
Fantastic!
I did not know Jordan.
Right in.
Fantastic.
Crazy.
That's perfect, Ken. Yeah,
Tis the season.
Awesome.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, on crowdfunding, I think the intent of crowdfunding is, hey, I'm a small business. I'm just getting off the ground, and I need to know if there's interest, and I would like some upfront support, almost like an investor. And it's a speculative, investment. You hope it shows up, but really you kind of believe in the person and the product, and that's why you're doing it. And so the larger companies that the product is going to come out, it's pretty strange to me that they would be doing crowdfunding in that way, right? So I guess that's my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to avoid the large company crowdfunding.
I do too, but it's difficult because you know some of these companies will have the Kickstarter exclusive stuff. This is the only way you're going to get this one special mini, and then and then on live stream we're going to smash the mold, and you'll never be able to get this again. And it's what I mean. Yeah, you're laughing
Yeah.
though, right? And so like that, that alone, or you get the, I can get the cool leatherette, copy, hardcover copy or whatever. And I think that a
Mhm.
lot of people in. What do you think, George?
I think that's spot on. And the idea of Kickstarter has changed over the years. It really was about, a small startup or, trying to get a product down of a specific nature. Now, most companies model, and I think we'll get into problems of Kickstarters later. But it really is a model in its own design, and it works well. Look, I got a ton of Reaper miniatures here that are unpainted. I think it keeps up the resale value.
Yeah.
Dan can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have, I think we all have that shelf of unpainted minis. Stan has a few more, I think, than the rest of us do, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I backed I was on a Reaper Kickstarter. It's so hard because they're like the Reaper's Kickstarters are like 2 years out. So like
Yeah.
I think it was 1 or 2 Kickstarters ago that I got, and I finally got it. And like I haven't backed anymore because I'm like, I've got this huge bin of like, cool minis now.
Yeah.
And then another Kickstarter comes out, and I'm like trying to think, can I paint all these in like the 2 years that it's going to take for for the next batch to show up? And I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that, and then that shows up, and it's like, okay, no, I haven't painted any of these yet. So yeah. What's so I guess we'll just keep going counterclockwise here. So that's over to you, Jason. What's your thoughts on the Kickstarter model and crowdfunding? I say Kickstarter, but I don't mean to point them out specifically,
Yeah. Well, you and I talked about that earlier. When people
Sure.
think about crowdfunding, they think Kickstarter. There are plenty of companies out there that do it. Excuse me. But, Kickstarter they're Kickstarter. Everybody knows who they are. Well, I got a lot of mixed feelings on it. A lot like what Ken and George said. I like it when the little guy is like, I've got an idea. I think it'll do pretty well. I'm looking for help. And you'll be the first in line if this launches. But it irritates me to no end when established companies use it as a way to, it's like I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to use. It is no risk to the company. Hey, we're going to kickstart this thing. And so we're guaranteed to make $50,000 to cover all of our costs. And then we're going to put it out on the shelf. And if we sell 5 more, wonderful. If we don't, well, we've already made twice our investment in it. I really do not like that. To me, it completely stifles the creativity because there's no risk. So they don't put out risky products. I really don't want to start the show bashing troll lords. But we have all purchased their products. Everybody on the stream has purchased their products, and we all know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, here's this book that we should have just published and sold at the cons or on our store, but we kickstarted it for a lot of money, and no one is happy with it. And the way you learn that I need to make a product that the people actually like is I print this Adventurer's Armory. I put it on the shelf. People look at it and they go, ugh, I don't want this. Oh, I've made a mistake here. I should correct this, maybe make a second edition of it, or just an entirely different product, but keep it in line with everything else I've got. And then it will sell. Whereas you've given me $50,000. Here's a book that no one wants, but you didn't know what was in it until I handed it to you, even though you've already paid for it.
Yeah.
And that really, boy, I'm obviously
that's
quite salty.
that book specifically, I know that gets that irks you, a little bit. And it does me too, but I mean, I didn't back it, but I like with Troll Lord stuff, and I love Castles and Crusades. I love it. As you guys know, I mean, I run a weekly game.
Yeah.
And I think the system is fantastic. I love it. Right. But yeah, they seem to push out new printings and new copies of stuff, and it just seems way too quick.
And I don't have a format of how you want to talk tonight. So if I start going into something and
you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Just let me know, because I got a lot to say on this topic.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. I want to hear from Ducato. And what are your thoughts on the crowdfunding model? I'm pretty sure we've covered probably most of your thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not a fan of it being a business model. Like, I'm more apt to back something that small, like what it was intended for, small publisher. I used to back tons of stuff, and now I just don't anymore. And one, I don't like that model, and two, I'm kind of getting to the point of like, yeah, stuff's great, but how much of it am I going to really use? So I have tons of stuff.
Some of it for me is
a lighter day.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Stan. Some of it for me is, the FOMO type of thing.
Yeah.
Like what if this book is awesome and this is the only way I can get the leather bound copy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like a sucker for that stuff, where I'm like, I don't know, this might be cool. I need to back, to get the cool book. And then, so this way I could be the cool kid on the block. Right. And then I get it. And then all of you suckers have to buy the non-cool version,
Yeah.
Yep.
And it makes me, feel better about myself. That's what justifies me spending, $300 2 years ahead of time for the book or whatever.
Yeah.
Chthonic Musings asked. So go ahead, George. Yeah.
You tapped on two things there. One was, you were the first one to get the product, before it hit the shelves.
Yes.
And that's mostly true with a lot of the products. I know Troll Lords tries to get like half or more of their books out, but it's soon on the store anyway. So you're not really gaining much.
And I've been on the other side of that, where I've backed Kickstarters, and then those companies have gone to larger conventions like Gen Con and stuff and sold product before backers had it.
Yeah. That's bad form.
And that kills me. But please, George, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just had to get that bit out.
The second part is it used to be a deal. You would either get more miniatures or, more swag or whatever, extras. The extras have dried up, and there's really not much of a discount for folks. I don't know if I got a discount with, and not to pick on them, like from Troll Lords, or even Talanian with Hyperborea. I'm not certain if I made out on that or not. Not that I was looking to make out on a deal, but
you should be rewarded. If you're throwing your money at somebody before the product's even been printed, you should be rewarded for that. You are doing them a service. They should return that. And I would feel better if they did.
Yeah, I think that's the third part, is I think people announced the Kickstarter way too early. Like, build some product up, have, demo pages or something to show before you go full force. Get half of your artwork in order.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this leads me to the issue of, and this happened with Troll Lords, not to, but it's the product I buy. So, I'm excited about something. Let's say they did a book on dinosaurs. Wow, this is cool. I like dinosaurs. I'm gonna do a dinosaur book.
Yeah, but
and
George 3 years from now, like he's lost all interest in dinosaurs, and he's he's into Revolutionary War minis. At this point, yeah.
You get what you don't need now. I have zero interest in dinosaurs.
I do want to touch a little on that, but this is from a couple minutes ago. I wanted to Chthonic Musings asked about how do you all keep track of what projects you supported? My answer is very simple. I don't.
He doesn't. That's right.
Packages.
That is the answer.
Packages show up. If I'm home, I get them. If not, my wife will grab them. She brings them in, sends a picture of the package to me, and it will usually be from some distribution company or whatever. And sometimes I will send it to Jason and say, "Hey,
I got something.
I got this. I don't know what it is. I'm excited. Whatever. Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
And and sometimes we'll talk about that. But I used to try and keep track. I really did. But like people don't update the Kickstarters. People don't, and it's like, forget it. It's never going to ship when it's supposed to. I just back it and it goes.
I had that same drive to like, okay, I've kickstarted these 5 things. I'll make an Excel document and I'll put the names,
yes,
and the dates and the whatever. I'll link them, and it just doesn't get you anything. There's no benefit to doing that. And when I stopped doing that, I like within a month. You can ask Kelly this. Within a month, every time a package showed up, I'd be like, "Is that a Kickstarter? What's in the box?"
Right.
I just got so excited, like a Dalmatian, waiting for the mail to show up.
Ken, it's hilarious you mentioned spreadsheets. I used to try and keep track of that I can sort them by like when they were going to show up.
Yeah.
But then
pointless.
Like it didn't matter. It's pointless because they would never show up. So I felt like I was just playing the update spreadsheet game all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, Edgelord came in late, guys. We're gonna have to start over from the beginning.
Okay.
Reset.
Okay.
Just
I'm
press
ready.
that. Hey everybody.
I think that's a big deal though.
Yeah.
That wait and then losing your enthusiasm for whatever's coming, especially depending on the Kickstarter. Now, I think the smaller guys are actually, in my experience, more reliable on getting stuff in a timely fashion. I backed one for Shadow Dark Mega Dungeon, done by Tom Wilson, who runs ShireCon, and like regular updates. Just got the PDF for it, a bunch of maps. Like it'll be probably in print this month, which was the month it's supposed to be, by the latest next month. Like, so much more like. I think it's important. I understand like some of these companies, some of them just use it as a business model, which I'm totally against. But like the bulk of the product should be done. Like these ones where like, I'm going to give you the community is going to give you $2 million and you haven't done anything. I just watched a video today that popped up in my feed for a game. I totally forgot about it. I didn't back it, but it was like, he did like an update and people were like, dude, you guys got to set a deadline. Like you're 2 years out, like, and you still haven't delivered. I'm glad I didn't back that, cause so that's a good question, right? What stage of development do you guys think a product should be in? I obviously we're talking mostly
RPGs, so like written, content and stuff. But I mean, it goes for anything, right? Board games or anything like that. Obviously, it should be past the design phase, right? Like, I mean, you should know
Yeah.
what you're going to do. Although
Yeah.
I've been in Kickstarters where I've been sold stuff that, they still needed design work done, and it's
Yeah.
it's mind numbing. But what stage, like how far completed should a project be before it gets posted on Kickstarter? Personally, I think it should be past the halfway point.
Yeah.
It should be
writing 75% at least.
writing should be 75% done, or writing should be 100% done, and it should be in editing.
And all
And
of
then
the
you
base,
worry about art and layout.
all of the base miniatures, if you're doing casting, your mold should already be set. You shouldn't have somebody standing by to carve the initial, the prototype mold. You should long past that. If you're 3D printing your stuff, which most people do nowadays, all of your FTLs, is that right? All of the files, STLs, all of the STLs should be ready. Now, for stretch goals, maybe the 25% mark. You've advertised these stretch goals, have them ready for once you start hitting them. But you don't want to print out 5,000 miniatures that may not hit the market unless you plan on giving them out anyway.
Yeah, I've only had a couple Kickstarters where I've had to wait for vinyl record pressing to happen.
Yeah.
That's the other issue too, like with Kickstarters, and that was a big issue with that Kickstarter, was like the writing was getting, I think, probably written with a really good he'd been working on it for years, so it wasn't like Kickstarter, now I start. Like he'd started a long time ago.
Sure.
But it's all like we talked about, like extras and all that stuff. The extras are what a lot of times frig up a Kickstarter, because like he isn't making a vinyl record. He isn't sewing dice bags or making miniatures. He has to farm each one of those out to different companies, and that just slows everything down. Yeah, it's cool to get that stuff. Like I lost all excitement for Dolanwood, and then it came, and it's a beautiful product. Like it's gorgeous. Like probably some of the nicest books I have. So well, typical great layout and art and all that stuff. Like you did a really good job. But that Kickstarter was late because there was a lot of extra stuff that it slows it down. Those stretch goals. I actually look more towards Kickstarters where they're like, okay, we have like 3 stretch goals, and no, and there's one I'm either following or I backed. I can't remember what it is. That's pretty much how they were. They're like, no, we don't have any. We don't have like 18 stretch goals.
It's interesting, and I wanted to ask about stretch goals. And some of the stretch goals are fine if they're already things that are like in development or going to happen anyway. Like I've seen a lot of Kickstarters where they'll do, okay, here's like the main core book, right? And like if we get to this this many sales or this number or whatever, we're going to add 4 more character classes or whatever to the book. And the reason they're doing that is because that means it's going to be another where 8-10 pages or whatever to the book, and that increases the print cost and everything else. So normally what they would do is that would be sold as an extra or an add-on separate from the book. So, but now that they're going to the printer with, more than 1,000 copies, they can add 10 pages to the book without adding too much of the cost or whatever.
Yeah.
And things like that are kind of already done,
If I'm going to get a stretch goal, I want it to be totally unrelated to the core book. I don't want 4 more characters. Those 4 more characters should already be in that book. I don't remember which one it is, but one of my Kickstarters, it might have been Lord of the Rings, but once it hit, XPOT, they added to the ribbons to the book, to the placeholders. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. That's nothing special. And then like the next level is, here's a cloth map. Awesome. I'm a sucker for a cloth map. I'll always take it. And I was really happy about that. But even if they had not hit any of the stretch goals, the core book was complete. Here is the book that we have written.
Yeah.
This is what you're getting. This is what we're promising you. Don't start adding stuff on. And man, I promise I'm not trying to crap all over Troll Lords. But that's what happened with the Adventurer's Armory. The Adventurer's Armory was supposed to be this thick. And people just like, everybody's like, take my money. This is a great idea. I love it. So they just started adding more stuff to it. Now every single item has an illustration. There's a wall of text for every single item. There's all this stuff, man, and they're like, and we're going to add this other book to it. And we're going to add this book to it. Dude, I would like my product before the end of time. Can I just get my book? And that's because that's all I really wanted.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing bugs me. We glossed over the tracking, and Death Angel said it. Like Kickstarter and GameFound, they have apps. My Kickstarter app is on my home screen. I look at it. Okay, here's what's going on with mine. I have forgotten about one crowdfunding that I did, and something Nikado said reminded me of that. I backed the Cyberpunk 2077 board game. As soon as it was announced, I jumped on it because I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk. It's been like a year and a half, and they are still 2 years away from pushing it out. And I was like, wow, man, first, it's a huge board game. And I went all the way. It was like $450. I went all in on this thing. And I was like, I have no one to play this game with because Stephanie, my wife, has no interest in this. It has a solo mode, sure, but I don't want to sit there and play this game by myself all day. And it was $450. And it's taking 3.5 years to produce this thing. Refund. And so last month I canceled. I got a refund. I'm just like, my enthusiasm dwindled. And once they announced, we're still 2 years out, I was like, oh, dude, I'm way past not interested anymore. So just give me my money back. The Elder Scrolls game that I had that Roger and I have played, I went all in on that because I'm a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls. Or actually, it's the Skyrim. It's not Elder Scrolls. This is Skyrim board.
Skyrim, yeah.
And I have no regrets on that. They announced it like a year later. It was sitting in my living room, and they met all these huge stretch goals, tons of miniatures, all that stuff. But it was there quickly, and it's beautifully produced. I'm very happy with it.
So I think most of that was complete.
Time.
I think most of that was complete before they.
Right, and that's how it should be.
The stretch goals, I think we're going to get sold as extras.
Right.
Matt, welcome to the party. You don't get sucked into all this Kickstarter stuff and spend a ton of money like the rest of us idiots do you?
As far as my family knows, that is correct.
Well played, sir.
Good answer.
Unmarked PO
Also,
box.
I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, but
I did.
Technically, you're the only one without a beard today.
Well, he's got some
Yeah,
stuff going on.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
I sent you one of those.
Yeah, it's loading. It's buffering.
You're gonna have to step that up.
Edgelord, I will bring it to Rogers Con this year, and we will play it. It's a blast.
Skyrim.
Yeah. I seriously, and because Roger's the only person that I've played it with, I sat there the whole time like, man, I'm in Skyrim. This is great. It's really well done.
It was fun. It was fun. I would play it some more. The setup, it takes a little bit,
I need some rule clarification, but other than that, I really have a problem with it.
Sure.
And is that the Modifius one that you're talking about? Yeah.
Have you played that, Matt?
No, I've almost bought it a few times, and then I've
that the
stack of games I had and decided
second
not.
one they came out with? Because it's not called Arms, right?
No, that's the miniatures war game.
Yeah, that totally different.
The skirmish game called Arms is. This
I'm gonna
It's weird.
Mute myself and kill my video, and I'm gonna go find it so I can show
go
you guys.
grab it.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
It was really nicely done. It's got a lot of nice minis. It's got like the overworld map. And you basically go through when you go through like exploring the different areas, and you can go down into like these dungeons, but there's really no map. It's like a deck, so like those things you have to like put together ahead of time, the decks and stuff, which is kind of what's a pain to set up. So because you have to separate all the cards, and then like you pull from this monster pile, and then under those you put 3 of these monsters, and then under that, so it gets harder as you go. But it was pretty fun. It just takes a little while to set up, so you really need to like set it up and play it for a long time. Like the way we did it was just for a couple hours. So
Yeah, I think I have the one that Chip Theory Games put out, and it weighs like 50 pounds.
The waterproof board games where it's
Mhm.
like it's all mats and poker chips and stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, the
Um,
box looks nice. Like
The box looks nice.
I-
It looks gorgeous on the shelf.
that's
That's
as far as I got.
that's
really
a big
important.
problem.
Yeah.
You know, I backed the Joan of Arc
Mhm.
miniatures game there. I forget the full name of it, but my
heard that.
God, I backed the whole thing because of FOMO, and it's like I don't know, 10 boxes, like 10 large board game boxes, and it's like it's all minis, and it's crazy, and I can't get that thing to the table because you need a whole table and you need hours to set it up.
That Joan of Arc game is badass. I still want to check it out, even if
It
is.
is badass.
Yeah,
Well, when you guys
Edgelord's
build your
got that
gaming
one
table,
too,
you can
man.
play it.
that's right.
All right. Is Jason ready for show and tell?
Yes.
You ready?
Just real
Okay,
quick,
here we go.
Okay.
I think everyone's going to go out and go on to Kickstarter after this, and I need this now.
Yeah, I know they're gonna get
So
all.
I told you I'm a sucker for maps.
Yep.
This is one of these stretch
Check that
goals.
out.
Oh, that is nice.
Oh wow,
Like a
that's
neoprene
cool.
Skyrim.
So
Yeah.
this is the neoprene version of the map that comes with the game.
Yeah, so like, are you like me? Like, if you can get that instead of the board, like, or is that just like yeah, I know it's so much
When
better.
When Roger and I started playing it the first time, I broke out the map board, and I looked at it and went, I could probably just throw this away. And he was like, no, don't do that. You might want it. And I was like, yeah, I'm never going to use it though. So, yeah. But yes, this is it here. This is the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, when that came out, I got all excited because I saw the announcement and I thought they were finally doing an RPG, and then I was like, oh, they're not.
Sadly, no, it is not an RPG, but
Jerks.
it really does feel like it. Like I
That's
said, it feels like the game.
yeah,
I
And
don't
you're-
want to do full show and tell because it'll take all night because this thing's
Yeah.
huge.
and you get like updates to your character and stuff, so
Yeah,
you can like
totally.
level up and you get things. It is pretty cool. Death Angel, you brought this up, so I'll mention this really quick. I saw the part, or I listened to the part this morning of you trying to decide buying torches and buying a lantern, and that's about. I got a little bit further than that today. That's as far as I got. So yeah. But that game looks fun. That game definitely looks fun. And I talked to Greg Christopher, Chubby Funster, and he's going to be on next week, and we're going to talk about his products and stuff.
Looking
and talk
forward to
about
that.
Skyrim and
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
and all of that. And I know approximately 0% of what these guys know about Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, and
Before the
all of
cast
that
started, Dakota and I were nerding out on Skyrim.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just saw this. Check this out.
So
Looking forward
Yeah.
to Chubby Funster coming on.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
that'll
awesome.
be fun. That'll be fun to have him on. But yeah, he's awesome. He is pretty cool. So I like him. I like his stuff. All of his stuff is amazing. You can tell he's really passionate about it. So yeah, good times. So he'll be there. Yeah, Kickstarter. Yeah, I'll have to get Jason or Ducato in one of these games. Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome. Those guys, I'm sure they would absolutely love to be walking around in Skyrim world. Nord, is that? I'm gonna. If I
Nord,
talk, I'm
yeah.
gonna. That's the name of the world, Nord, right? Okay.
No, the world is
Oh.
Tamriel.
Tamriel.
Skyrim is the province, and then the province of Skyrim is broken down into
Well,
several.
What's Nord? Isn't Nord?
Skyrim
Nord's
belongs
the
to the
race.
North.
Human.
It's like one of the races.
Race.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Nord's
like a human.
okay.
Viking
They're
kind of-
basically people like
Okay.
the Scandinavian barbarian, tall, blonde, big guy
All
uses a big sword, that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay. All right.
That's the cult.
It's Yeah, it's obvious
You got
I have
some-
no clue what I'm talking about.
You got some studying before next week.
You got
Well, actually,
Can't wait to visit Nord.
oh my god. Shadow Sun
Mikado
too.
teaches
Yeah.
you to school.
You guys, yeah, you guys can take over most of that show. I want to talk to him about game design and all of that.
Yeah, that'll be good
and
too.
but I'm sure that you guys can nerd out over Skyrim,
Easily.
all that fun stuff. So easily, you submit to Talos, Roger. Okay,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
I do.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
Where do I sign?
Roger's a danger worshiper.
Yeah,
sure.
is he insulting me? I need
they have the coolest looking
I
armor.
Depends
need a
what race
Nord
you are.
English dictionary. So, yeah, no, that's cool. So yeah, so Kickstarter. So yeah, I mean, I think we're all pretty much on the same page with the crowdfunding levels and stuff as far as things, um, being mostly complete and whatnot. I've had I've backed a lot of Kickstarters, right? I think the last time I was on stream was like 6 something. I'm looking now, it's a 618.
Holy
618
crap.
is
A
where I'm at.
lot of Kickstarters is putting it very mildly.
Yeah,
which
right.
is
Lord.
which is a lot. I don't know what's going on. There's like people saying things in the chat. I don't know what any of this means. Dark Brotherhood. That
I
seems.
think they're
seems cool.
I think they're figuring out how to kidnap you and take you to crowdfunding anonymous. That's what I think is happening.
Oh, it could be
Yeah.
an intervention, crowdfunding intervention. Yeah, I have a problem. That's what I do. So I backed a lot of Kickstarters. I've only had a handful that. Well, I'd like to think I've only had a handful that haven't shown up or that aren't coming.
You've just forgotten
mean,
about 400
it's-
Kickstarters.
It's weird, right? Yeah, because I think about it, and there's probably 40 of them that are behind, currently. And so there's probably a small subset of them that I'll never see. I'll just keep getting promises. But generally they've showed up. I've only had a few, kind of bad experiences.
One
one of-
experience.
What's that? They're all bad experiences. Is that what you said?
No, I had
Oh, you
one.
won. Just one
One
experience.
bad experience.
So-
So the very first one I ever
Bad.
backed.
I had
was me too.
one where it went it's not even a game thing. And this is from 2016, I think it ended. And it was for these magnetic foldable spoons for like you put them on your fridge, right? And then you like would pick them up and you'd fold it, and it would fold it like the right spots. You can fold it to like a teaspoon or a tablespoon or like half a tip or something like that. And this was in like 2016, and I backed it, and it was $12. Let me tell you that is the best $12 that I've ever spent on Kickstarter.
Great.
I have never seen the stuff. I am confident at this point that it is never showing up. The Kickstarter made like $2 million, and every few months there's somebody that's on the Kickstarter that is just continually like updating it, talking about shipping progress and manufacturing process and how that they're getting ready to ship and how that it's going. And then everybody in the chat will go absolute, or in the comments will go absolutely bananas, screaming and yelling about how they want their money back and how they were robbed. And there'll be somebody, who's whoever works for them or whatever, goes through and like replies like to every single one in like this nice way. That's like, oh,
Yeah, we call
thanks
those
for
bots.
thanks for messaging us. We value your opinion. Don't worry, everything's coming. And it is hilarious to watch these people argue back and forth with this
Bot.
with these, and people are like, I'm like, guys, it's since 2016. The stuff was supposed to ship in 2017. It's not coming.
You're not.
But there's people that are like still arguing and like waiting, and like they feel they have to explain that their address has changed 4 times. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. It's
Don't bother.
never Like, but they're
Yeah.
messaging the thing asking like, how can I change my address? I'm moving again. Like, and I'm like, my dude, please. Like,
Let it go, man.
and
Yeah.
it's $12 and like I know that money's gone, but man, I've gotten more than $12 of entertainment out of that.
Dakota, what did you get burned on?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm looking it up right now. So the very first Kickstarter I backed, it was before I got into like Dwarven Forge and stuff like that. It was for terrain, and they had these dungeon sets with sewer sets, and they were pretty cool. I went all in. I think I spent like $450 at the core. I got like 10 sets.
Wow.
And then, yeah, right here, modular underground project, 3D dungeon terrain. You crooks. So I did end up finally. It took forever. So this was in 27. No, it was supposed to be here in 2017. I did get the 10 core sets, which are sitting in my basement, but I had, they had all these extras, pieces and stuff you could get. And some of them are pretty crucial because you could build multi-levels with this stuff. So it was like stairs and balconies and stuff like that. So I ordered all of that stuff, and they mishandled this thing completely. And then they came back and they wanted more money. And we're talking like more money for like shipping, which we'd already paid. We'd already paid our shipping fees. And they came back, they wanted more money. And this was not like, oh, we're 2 months late. This was years late. And they're like, oh, we need more money. And I was like, yeah, so do I. Like $450 that I gave you. And I didn't pay it. Some people did, and they supposedly got their stuff. But I was like, no, I'd already written it off. And I was like, I'm not giving you freaking crooks another dime.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That was my very first Kickstarter, so it was weird that I backed any more after that, but I did.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I did.
That's nuts.
In fact, my third Kickstarter was looking at it now.
What's this here? Hang on. What's
Dwarven Forge.
this here? We got the Olympus collection.
Those dickheads stole $108 from me.
Ah,
And
they
if
look
I,
like cool
man,
dice.
if I ever make my way to Canada and find them, I'm going to kick them right in the nuts.
They
Man,
never shipped.
Oh God, no! Never even produced them. This was like 3 years ago. They're liquid core dice. I think those are really cool. I have one set and I don't need any more. But I was like, cool, $98, $10 shipping, great. I've spent more than that on dice. These are really cool. Small company, happy to help them. It was like, to fund was like $7,500. It was nothing. Very small Kickstarter. They got 53,000. And I was like, they blew it out of the water, man. This will be easy. I'll have my dice here in a few months.
Yeah.
And then the updates started coming. Oh, we're having trouble with production. That the little liquid core is not doing what we want it to do. We're worried about shipping in the winter and it might freeze because we're in Canada. And I was like, yeah, this is going south very quickly. And then the next update was like 3 months later, and the guy's like, oh, my basement flooded. And he posted a bunch of photos of his basement. Yeah. And I'm very draconian about that. I don't give a rat's behind if your house burned to the ground and you lost everything. I gave you $108. You give me what I paid for. If not, you just send my money back and we're good. Nope. It was after that radio silence. Nobody got their money back. Nobody got their product. And just like you start looking at the comments, you sons of bitches. I hope your mother dies of cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. Just like later on. And I'm like, man, this is almost worth it.
It's crazy.
Fortunately, that it wasn't like Decado getting robbed $450.
$450.
It was $100.
That's
and
crazy.
that sucks. That's not chump change. But I didn't lose my house because of it either. But boy, it really chaps my ass, man.
What I guess we keep going around. Matt, you got a you got a bad Kickstarter story?
Oh, I got a bunch.
Or
I
got a bunch.
I've really dialed it back, to be honest.
My popcorn?
Really?
So I backed Mythic Games. So like Darkest Dungeon is like one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah.
So I backed that pretty hard. So they pulled that whole you need to do an additional contribution BS. Which I did pay it and got they got like 2/3 of it. and then they asked for more money for the other third, and they never delivered on that. And then they also asked for more money on 6 Siege, which fortunately I only backed at the very smallest level, so I just said F it. And then Relic and Wicked Ones. I don't know if you guys know that RPG. It was so Wicked Ones was I think Bandit
Wicked
Camp.
One sounds familiar to me.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah. So it was like a reverse RPG where like you play the like the keeper of the dungeon.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, like you guys are like in the dungeon, and the heroes are
Right.
the bad guys. So you're like fighting off the. So the sequel to that was Relic, and so Wicked Ones came out. It was crowdfunded, did great. Made the sequel, so I was like, yeah, I'll back this, and I'll go in for like the fancy edition of Wicked Ones. Guy disappeared, so that's gone.
Jesus.
And then Grimwild is another one that's going on right now. I don't know if you guys are following that, but Grimwild came out like last year. Was a pretty big hit. It was like $150,000, really good reviews. They came out, did a second edition, and then they also put out a Western Wild Frontier Adventure. That guy's MIA since like May. So yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch that are really late. I've had some that I had 2 that only delivered because I reached out and was like, yo, I don't think I ever got this. And they were like, oh yeah, you never did. Oopsies, here's your thing. So like I don't know. I've definitely cool. I've definitely dialed it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely got, I mean, it's probably close to $1,000 across those 3 big ones: the Grimwild, Frontier Adventure, Relic, Wicked Ones, and Darkest Dungeon 6 Siege.
That you did not get.
That I did not get. Yeah.
Boy, you're handling that very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
45 over there. You can borrow if you'd like.
I'm not as bad as Roger. I mean, I've got like 250 on Kickstarter, and then you add in GameFound and BackerKit. I mean, it's not a small number. So I mean, as a percentage, it's fairly low. It just so happens that a few of the bigger dollar ones didn't show.
Well, that sucks.
That sucks. Yeah, hard, man. George, what do you got? You got any Kickstarter horror stories?
The horror story for me was City State of the Invincible Overlord.
Oh boy, the Pathfinder one.
No. This was by Bob Bledsoe the third.
Oh,
that one's famous. Yeah, that's one of the more famous ones.
Yeah.
Roger, I feel like you've told me about this.
Yeah. It's come up because in recent times, Goodman Games decided that they were going to do that, and then they had to issue. People got mad about it. So he had to kind of Joe Goodman had to issue an apology about it, and then people got mad about that because money was still going to go to Bob Bledsoe Jr., I guess. And
well, it didn't. Yeah. So people thought that it would. Well, so they were outraged. So he had to come out with another video and talk about that. And then there were all the people from the original Kickstarter, which George is talking about, and they wanted to be made whole. So Joe Goodman came out and said that he was going to put all the money he could into making those people whole or helping them out or something, I think, or issuing refunds, I think, right? That was the thing. Yeah. Or he was going to work with Junior, right, to issue refunds. Was that and supposedly,
I think so, yeah.
There was a link that got sent out where you could go and request a refund, but I guess it didn't work or something. I don't know, George. Maybe why don't you take it from here? And
no, I actually never followed up on it. So I backed that at $325 back in I don't know 2014 or so. It was supposed to come out July of.
That's like $8,000 now, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Inflation humor. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
If I invested in eggs, I would have made money.
Oh man. The egg futures.
Yeah. But that was the biggest disappointment one. I think after that, I backed the 2 D&D documentaries. I was all about that back in the day. There was one documentary being done. 2 of the guys split off kind of and did their own thing. And then the first guy who didn't finish it started a lawsuit up with the other 2 guys.
Wow.
So I got screwed on that one, or both of them, really. I don't think anything's ever going to happen with those.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And then there was one for miniatures I backed. I don't remember the name of it, but they actually made the miniatures and everything, but then they didn't have anything to ship the miniatures, and I ended up paying a lot to get those. But I had bought like 3 boxes of them. It was a beautiful starter set of miniatures and a lot of add-ons. I think they blew their budget on the packaging of the miniatures. If you ever played Zombicide, every miniature has a place that it goes in. It was the same kind of setup, and the boxes took up too much room. I took like 1 box and dumped 3 boxes into it just to consolidate. But yeah, that was a complete clusterfuck, really. There's no dodging.
Yeah.
Because it was like a third party that had all the company that was supposed to do the distributions. They had all the product, and they wanted to get rid of the product, but they needed money for shipping because the original creators didn't have it. So
Yeah.
yeah, and along with those horror stories, there's the whole thing of late Kickstarters, and that's what's really turned me off. Because, well, and like the Troll Lord Games one, I was looking in a way, I was looking forward towards the Adventurers Armory and the Monsters Armory, and when I got it, it wasn't what I wanted, and it was late,
Super late.
and
Yep.
yeah,
Because they kept adding to it. They kept adding to it.
well,
Give
and
me what I
it's
asked for.
just
That doesn't help.
not what I wanted. Like, as soon as I learned that the weapon damages didn't match up, I was like, "What? Why do I want this?" And I think I told Ducato this. I put that book on my bookshelf behind all the other books.
Wow.
You put them in this way.
Yeah.
Book is like this way
It's hidden.
in back. Yeah,
It's the redheaded stepchild of Seed.
It's not usable.
it
Yeah.
really is.
It's not
Yeah.
usable with the rest of the with
table.
the rest of the books.
Yeah.
It's so weird like that they would do that. I don't know. Yeah, I George, you're right on with a lot of that stuff. The lateness thing, it used to bother me, but now that I've like not tracked anything in so long, it's like it's like every week is Christmas. It just shows up, and it's like, oh, what's this? And I don't even remember.
It doesn't bother me if it's mom and pop. It got out of hand. Our caster broke or something,
Sure.
because things happen. It bothers me, and I've spent a lot of time crapping on Troll Lords. I'm going to crap on Free League now. I'm still waiting, and Joe is also waiting on this. JB is cool. We are both waiting on the new expansion for Blade Runner.
Me too.
The Replicant Rebellion.
Yeah, me
How
too.
long's it been?
Yeah.
2.5 freaking years?
Yeah, it's like a year late.
Are you kidding me? You're Free League.
Crazy.
And their defense is
Yeah.
we have separate teams that work on all the separate. Okay, I get that. But if this team, if 75% of their team is sick, are you telling me you can't kick a couple of guys over to get the art done, to get the formatted?
See what you did?
It's absurd. There you go, Joe. I did that just for you. And also keep in mind, I always have to say this. I love Free League. I've got a shelf of their stuff sitting behind me. I love Troll Lords. My bottom shelf over here is filled with Troll Lord stuff. I like these companies, and I will continue to support them. But, man, they really do disappoint the heck out of me sometimes. Yes, and when they do come out, the stuff's great. I know that unlike Troll Lords with the Adventurers Armory, who no one likes, I know that when I get the Replicant Rebellion in my hands, I'm going to be like, oh, this was so worth the wait because it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great.
I missed another one too. Peterson Games got me for one too. I don't know if you guys are tracking on them, but Yeah, so
What's
Cthulhu
that?
Wars. Sandy Peterson. You may
Oh,
recall
Sandy
Cthulhu.
Peterson. Right. Okay.
Yeah. He's like 8
Yeah.
projects in the hole that are never going to fulfill. So
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
Yeah.
is he using a Kickstarter to fund the previous
So
Kickstarters?
what happened
Well,
is the
Or the
initial
Ponzi
on the
scheme.
initial Cthulhu Wars, they created this huge deficit because they underpriced it. And then every project after that was just a pyramid scheme funding back. And then eventually it blew up.
Let's
I mean, that's what happened with Mythic Games too.
I want to circle back to that, Matt. Can we just put a pin
Sure,
in that for a second?
absolutely.
Because no, that's on my list is using things to fund others. I just want to hear a horror story from Ken. From Ken.
Oh, and sorry, real quick. Yeah, sorry, Ken, real quick. So the best thing about that Grimwild is that they are printed, and the guy just needed to sign off to release the product. Like they're at the warehouse, and he's gone.
He's
so
just
like
sign off.
Yeah, because it's just a reprint.
God.
So they paid the money. He doesn't even have the money. Like he paid the money to print the product. So it could be like he's not dead. It could be like a mental health crisis. It could, who knows? But it's insane that like that's where it's at. Anyway, sorry, I just had to get that.
No, you're good.
He's on a beach in Havana with a bunch of hookers and blow.
Like
Ken's
tagline says, recognizing the problem is the first step. I'm not there yet either, Matt. Don't worry.
So the one that bit me was Stellaris Infinite Legacy, and it's Stellaris is a Space 4X video game, and some company got the rights to make the Legacy board game, where each time you played, some of the cultures would change, some of the planets would update. Really cool idea. They had a prototype, then they kept giving us updates about how they were changing the prototype this way, and they're trying this new rule, and we got to rewrite 1,000 cards, and we got to this. And they do the thing where every month there's a little update. They just trickle these updates because I think there's a legal obligation to give a refund if they are not doing the games.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Stellaris is the one.
And how late is that?
Oh, it's like I think 7 years late.
It's not.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Never gonna happen.
It's never ever show up.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like $300, something like that.
Oh, man.
But there's a combo of things that I've done. One is like you. I just stopped tracking them. I don't know how many are late right now. I refuse to look because I don't want to be sad. But sometimes games
it's
show
terrible.
up.
I guarantee
That just
that
makes me wanna check.
90%. I guarantee that 90% of the ones that I'm waiting for are late. I would almost guarantee it.
The other thing is like I have been trying to just see it as I'm supporting a vision, right? I think having somebody's vision supported is important. So, George, your mic is still on. I don't know if you did. But the idea of helping a small creator get off the ground, I think is like, for me, its own reward. And then sometimes a game shows up in the mail. Although there are a couple of them where I was like, this should be done. You really should. I see that it's pretty much there and you just don't want to do it. So yeah.
It's crazy, right? That we all have a story, at least one.
Mm-hmm.
We all have several stories, right? I don't want to minimize it, where we've gotten, hosed, I guess, right?
But we haven't stopped believing.
We haven't stopped. We haven't stopped believing.
That was not my joke. Both Death
stopped.
Angel and Edgelord said it first.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and we keep going back, and I don't know if it's some of it's like the FOMO or whatever, or it looks cool, and
I'm sorry.
part of it.
What is FOMO? I keep seeing that.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
Oh,
fear of missing out.
Yeah, it's like Simon's whole model of like that's kind of how they got started, was like putting out all these. You're only going to get this stuff, and we're never going to reprint it.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's FOMO.
That was that Cyberpunk game that I talked about backing. That it was just a boatload of exclusives, and that was like, boy, I really do want V with the, with the Manus arms. I'm really going to want that mini. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. I don't think it's really that effective on me because a lot of times I just don't care. But if it's something like Cyberpunk or Skyrim that I'm really interested in, ooh, I want the whole thing. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, like with CMON, some of those, and so, sorry, Roger, if we're gonna get into this, Roger, we don't need to talk about it now. But like with CMON, some of
No, go
those
ahead.
things shot up in value. Like early on, like that was a way to actually like make bank. Was like I'm gonna spend $300 for this all in, and then flip it for double or triple that.
Right.
And some of the really good games like Project Elite, like they never released any of the expansion stuff. You could only get it through the Kickstarter, and it goes for a lot of money. But now they're like at the end of what they were doing, they had $900 all-ins where you're getting 17 boxes, and it's just like ridiculous. And then a lot of that stuff they were releasing through retail channels anyway. So
yeah, I remember and I didn't get in on it, but Kingdom Death Monster was really big back in the day, and like
They
there
can't
were
get those
people
now.
where you
Well,
can't get them
in the
now.
big box.
But even then, people were getting their Kickstarters and putting them on eBay, and they're just like flipping them, and they were selling them. I think like all in, it was like $1,000 or $1,200 when they did their like second, Kickstarter with like everything included or something like that. And I know people that got in on that, and then they're just boom. As soon as they came in, they're on eBay for $3-4 grand. I don't know what they are right now.
That was Frosthaven.
Yeah.
The sequel to Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
I was there when, in fact, you and I both were there at PAX when they announced Frosthaven. And I remember looking at you and said, I'm backing this as soon as I get home. And I did. And man, like the day after it released, people are posting their photos. Mine came today. The next day it's on eBay for twice what it cost. And I'm like, Eesh.
Yeah. It was crazy. I wanted to touch on some of these companies that they use current Kickstarters to fund past Kickstarters. And I've been on some board game Kickstarters that have done that, and I'll admit I've backed them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you talk to these people at the conventions or whatever, and they sound sincere or what, and they're trying to, and I'm not saying that they're all out to screw people over or whatever, but man, they just get into this hole, and I don't know what the solution is to that. Like, I mean, I don't like the idea that I've got a current Kickstarter, that's funding a past Kickstarter. But also, what is it better to just call it quits?
Yes.
Or right, and then not fund the current Kickstarter and you get hosed on that, or should they?
So look, in my opinion, like if it's your first project and you're in the hole, like you either have to deliver less than what you said you would, or you have to ask for more money. Just you have to say, look, like XYZ happened, we have a shortfall. If you want to, like, we can deliver this cut down version for what you paid, or you have to put in extra to get, or else I don't know. Like the idea that you're going to get 7 or 8 projects deep and then screw exponentially more people, to me is so much worse. Like that is the worst. And like the margins on these products are so low that like you're never going to make up that hole by funding successful. You're just not.
Right. Sure.
So
sure.
it's a terrible idea.
Just digging your hole deeper.
Right. But part of the issue is, like I just mentioned Frosthaven. I can look it up, but I think it hit $11 million. Most creators, it's an ego thing, and they believe this is going to be my Frosthaven. This is going to explode. I'll be able to clear all my debt, and I'm going to get rich. And then it's, I'm sorry, dude, only 500 people backed you. You're not making 11 million. You're going to make 11,000. Good luck. Yeah, that's, you can look at all the Kickstarters that I've backed. There are several that have gone well above what they wanted, but a whole lot of them just hit the mark. And it's like, whew, just enough to get funded. Great.
And that's interesting. That's a hard metric to look at, because I tried to look at Kickstarters that did exceptionally well, not just in dollar value, but in
number of backers
of like terms of like exponentially, like how much more they got over what they were asking for. But even that's like it's like a horrible metric now, because I see a lot of these companies, they'll put like Simon, or is an example where they'll put something like $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever on their thing, and then it'll hit millions, and they're like, oh look, we're a
Funded in
hundred thousand
17
percent
seconds.
funded or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
That's the thing,
17
is they're
seconds.
trying to show how
Yeah.
fast they funded. It's like so they can put
Yeah.
that stamp
And it's
on
like,
it.
well, yeah, if you start your Kickstarter at $1 and the minimum value is $100, like you could say, hey, we funded 100 times in 1 second or whatever, 1,000% in 1 second or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous, so you can't even like try and use that as a metric, because I look at Kickstarter and you see all the time like, oh, this Kickstarter is 11,000% funded, and it's like, oh, where's this at? And I'm like, oh, they're at $1,200. Like, what? What is this? Broken Anvil minis. They're gone, huh, Paul? Broken Anvil minis. I remember them. Was that a big Kickstarter thing? Sounds. I wonder if I
Name
backed any
sounds
of that.
familiar.
Yeah, name definitely sounds familiar. It's crazy, the funding numbers and stuff. And I don't know what's the solution though? Like should Kickstarter and BackerKit and whatnot, should they police these things and say, okay, hey, if you don't have a
they get their money. They don't do much for the guy even.
Right.
And
I mean,
Kickstarter on.
I
They just get
remember
their-
early on. Yeah, I remember early on people were threatening to sue Kickstarter, and for a while it looked like Kickstarter was going to fold. But yeah, that's like suing Facebook because some jackass posted a meme
Right.
you don't like.
it's never gonna. Yeah.
Right. That's never going to happen. At least not in this country, not yet. So
No.
yeah, not happening. And
So-
and also it's like, my personal feeling on it is they have no obligation towards that. This is a platform. You come here, if you see something you like, you click the button and you're giving your money away. This is not our responsibility. We're the middleman letting you two meet and you guys decide what you want to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
The buyer beware. Totally.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Buyer beware. Yeah.
But on that, and I'm all for that. But also though, you've got the situation where Kickstarter is like they actively advertise for the stuff,
Yeah.
and it's almost like they're, and obviously it's because they have a vested interest.
Yeah.
We're just talking about Kickstarter fulfillment, Shellback, as far as like if they, if Kickstarter, if somebody has a Kickstarter that keeps failing, or they're failing to produce, and then they make another Kickstarter to basically fund that or something. If that's something that Kickstarter should try and
Well, they
make
do
whole.
now, don't they? They have a limit on the number of projects you can have open that aren't fulfilled. And I mean, so the way Simon skirted that is they maxed it out. They maxed it out on Kickstarter. They maxed it out on GameFound. I think they had some direct on BackerKit, and then they started pre-ordering direct on their own website.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, but some of these sites, like I think BackerKit, and I'm pretty sure GameFound has like certain projects that they guarantee delivery on. So like if you don't get it, they'll, so certain partners that they have vetted, they will say, they'll guarantee it, but it's obviously not a large number of them. And Kickstarter doesn't do it at all, I don't think.
But I think
I may have misunderstood the question. Like we're talking about Simon or whoever. Okay, this one I didn't make enough, so I've got these two more. The pyramid scheme that we're talking about. That sort of stuff should be absolutely not allowed. You haven't delivered on your first 3 Kickstarters, so you want to start 2 more. No, we're not allowing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think these platforms have started instituting caps on the number of unfulfilled projects you can have before you open another one to cut back on that.
Yeah.
I think one of the early offenders on Kickstarter with that was Ken Whitman, D20 Entertainment. He was the guy, I think at one point had like 8 Kickstarters all going.
Wow.
Wow.
And yeah, that's where he couldn't pay for it anymore, and like he took a cruise or whatever.
I knew that was coming.
You know.
Yes, you paid for that dude's
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? You know what they
And,
say, George. Never trust a Ken.
Never trust them.
especially in board games. That's what I'm really concerned
when it
about.
comes to board games. Yeah,
See,
I think.
someone remembers Ken Whitman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Matt.
Edgelord.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the ultimate answer, like there are good policies, like Kickstarter is gonna. I think Kickstarter could do more to show you what the track record of somebody is,
Yes.
both on their and on other sites. Like, hey, they have 5 other projects on GameFound. They've got 6 over here. So be careful, right? They could do better information there, but ultimately,
Yeah.
I think as we've been discussing, um, I think the sentiment of the crowd that's doing the funding is turning, and as a group, as a culture, we're mentally inoculating ourselves to these very complicated Kickstarters from
Mhm.
people who can't deliver, right? So I'm sure there's other problems that are going to come up, right? Other ways to get scammed out of your money, but
No,
I yeah, right.
those are over. This is it. This is the last one.
Yeah, besides people policing how they purchase things, I think there's not going to be a really great answer out there.
Sure. You know, it's interesting. You're looking around too, and you know, we talked about it. Somebody mentioned it a little with Simon, but you know how they started doing pre-orders and stuff on their website. I've seen a lot of companies, a lot of larger companies go to that model now, where instead of, you know, and obviously they don't want to give Kickstarter their 10% or whatever it is, but Hasbro has was it Has Labs or something like that? Or so, yeah, I
Mhm.
know Hasbro, a bad word, I know. But they do a lot of stuff, like I mean, not a gaming related stuff, but you know, like they do a lot of Transformers minis and like GI Joe stuff and things like that, where it's basically a Kickstarter thing. It's a pre-order thing, and they say, okay, you guys can pre-order this stuff, and here it is for, you know, the low price of, you know, 4 payments of $399.99 or whatever, and you know, and then
Whatever they can do, right?
in 2 years you'll get, you know, a real, you know, metal Megatron that can actually, you know, shoot, you know, bullets or whatever. I don't know. That's not a real thing. I probably you killed the algorithm when I said that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't think we got to worry about that just yet.
Well, yeah, we're
I did mention a
loading.
Lodi 45, and the YouTube police have not yet arrived.
All right. Well, this video is not getting monetized, so ever. but yeah, you know, yeah, it's interesting. Like that's kind of become like the model now, I think, for a lot of companies is to say, hey, we don't have to, you know, print stuff and sell it. We can just take pre-orders and then print them all at once and send it. And then we know exactly how many we need to make. And then there's the other side of that with like the print on demand world, where it's like we could just print stuff, you know, on demand. And it seems like, you know, as a whole, it's been like this for a while, right? Like distributors and stuff, they don't want to stock stuff anymore because it's space and money, and you know, space is money, right? So I think the industry, every industry, but you know, this industry, especially in the print industry, things are moving towards, you know, a print on demand, whether it's actually like print on demand where you order something, it's get printed and then shipped, or you know, print on like for a pre-order, which is, to me, I mean, that's similar concept, like printing on, you know, you printing to demand. And then you don't have to worry about shipping things to a distributor and somebody sitting on it on that space. And, you know, and I think Kickstarter has helped to kind of facilitate that, you know, as opposed to, so, I mean, my view is what I'm saying is basically that I think it's helping the industry more than it's hurting it. Although we have some of these, you know, these issues still, and people trying to take advantage of the, you know, the pyramid scheme, you know, has kind of been mentioned. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on, you know, on that, as far as like the print to demand stuff, and and then obviously that means it's not going to be available later. But where do you guys stand on that? I mean, I think it makes it easier for somebody to get stuff out there, right? To have a pre-order and make stuff. Like
That's
if
like-
I
Well,
wanted to print a book,
That's
I
If you
like-
look
could
at
do it easily.
Go ahead.
pre-order, like a good example of that is Troll Lords. Like when they pre-ordered Castle Zagig, to get it, and that catapulted them into being able to do what they're doing now. Like I don't agree with all their Kickstarters one after another, but I don't agree with really any company doing that. But if they hadn't done that pre-order and had that not sold really, really well beyond I think what they thought it was going to, the estate would not have, or the judge or whoever it was would not have been like, oh, there's money to be made here. Have at thee and sell the rest of that stuff. I would rather do a pre-order than a Kickstarter, honestly.
Sure,
Rather,
sure.
Depending on
Back
from
to the-
who, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's one or two publishers whose Kickstarters I would always back, whether or not they had
Same.
anything written. And then the rest of them, it's like this needs to be play testable before I do it. But as far as like the pre-order situation, that's like the goal of every company in the world is I want to know exactly how many I need to make in advance and when I need to deliver them.
Yeah.
And if everybody knew
Yeah.
that, there's way less waste. There's way less,
Right.
you know.
You're
wait
not sitting
time.
on stock for 30 years.
Yes.
It's it's interesting though that you say that, because like there's some companies that don't that won't do that. Like I've seen Hasbro push away from that model where
Oh, really?
they used to have like with the and this is getting into Magic. I know that's cards and it's not the RPG stuff, but I saw it happen there where they started their secret layer stuff, and you could pre-order that. And originally it was print to demand. They would open up the order window for 2 weeks, and anybody that ordered it, you can order it, and then it would close after 2 weeks, and then they would print, and then it would, it'd get shipped. But people would complain because now, you don't get it in 2 days. It takes a month and a half, 2 months, whatever, sometimes to get it. And then so they switched back to doing it where, okay, here's the thing, we're only printing so many copies of this. We're going to open up the order window at noon tomorrow, and then you have to jump in and wait in line basically digitally, and just to order like two copies of it or whatever. So they're printing a set amount, and then it ships afterwards. So I mean that's so they've kind of shifted away from, hey, we want to know how many, because people want stuff right
they're
away.
still defeating the same problem there, which is I don't want a bunch of stuff sitting around in a warehouse, and I don't want a bunch of stuff sitting in front of the printer waiting to, right? Because now they've figured out, okay, at least 5,000 of these are going out. We're going to print 4,500 because that is a nice round number that meets with all of our inputs. And once it gets to the printer and is out, then all these suckers just buy it right up immediately, and now we can just start planning the next thing.
Right.
Still no waste, still no anything, just a fewer happy customers, I guess.
Yeah. And Joe, you're absolutely right. And part of the there's a joke, packs, the magic packs are whatever, $4 now, or $4 or $5 now. And there's a joke that says that Wizards could put folded $10 bills in every pack, and people would still complain about how they were folded. So that's that's just the way that it is. Star Wars D6 Lego. I don't know. I've played the Star Wars D6 system. It's not bad. The stuff that we've played, the one shots at the conventions and stuff, is not bad. Not as bad
There
as,
you go, to
as
kind
I
of get
remember
'em.
it.
Hell are you talking about?
There
Not
you
as
go.
bad as I remember it.
I'm just sitting here waiting.
Oh boy. Playing with Legos seems cool. I would like that idea. I don't know how Jason
play it
feels
with
about
Micro
playing with
Machines.
Legos, but
I sold all of my Star Wars Legos when Disney started producing their propaganda movies. I hate them, and so I
Yeah,
got
they
rid of
suck.
all my. I used to
Other
have
than Rogue One,
a
they
huge
suck.
collection of Star Wars Legos. Yes, totally agree. including my piece de resistance, the Superstar Destroyer that was 48 inches long. Sold it. Yeah.
Ken, were you
How
born
did
and
you know
raised in
that?
South Detroit?
How did you know that? I think Lego is absolutely sleeping on D&D related products. Like,
They've
They
started
have one.
releasing a little
They
bit,
have
but
at
not
least
much.
one that
Yeah.
came out. Yeah.
I have one. I can't tell you the number of like times I have had people like, I wish I had Legos for this at D&D games or at whatever tabletop games.
Well,
Right?
they've got the Castle series.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
little knights. In
Yeah.
fact, I have the medieval village and the medieval blacksmith sitting in my shelf.
I
Probably no
want
one
the
needs to know that.
full
Yes, I have
gamut
Legos.
of like the classes and the races and everything. Just all the
Yeah.
equipment.
You,
There's
you
so
can kit
many
bash,
things
put a
they
little
can
flame
do.
in a guy's hand. He's a wizard. There you go.
Yeah. And if
do
you want to
that.
do
Sure.
loot, just draw it from this bag. One of these little. Oh, I got which sword is this? They're
Yeah.
sleeping on it. They could make $1
Yeah.
billion tomorrow.
They could. Yeah. Yeah. They did make the castle with the dragon and stuff on it. Lego set. Yeah. And it did actually kind of look cool.
Dude,
And with
I am not.
super
I'm
effective.
not a Harry Potter fan. I've only read the first 3 books. I love the video game though, but the Harry Potter Lego sets are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
There's a
The
lot of attention
castle
to
looks
detail.
incredible. The town Hogsmeade, super cool set. I don't have any of the Harry Potter stuff, but
Yeah.
every time I go to Target, I look at them. I'm like, man, and the train. The train that takes you to the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
Man,
Cool
maybe
stuff.
I
The
should get that
train.
train. That's really good. Yeah, great stuff, man.
We've got we've got some of the Main Street buildings there, the shops and stuff that kind
I've
of
got a
link
ton of those.
together.
Yeah.
And then Chloe's got no, I mean the Harry Potter
Oh, okay. Okay.
buildings. They're similar style, but they're they're whatever the Main Street in the Harry Potter world
I don't know.
is.
I know what you're talking about, but like I said,
Yeah. Diagon Alley
There you
is
go.
the
Diagon
one.
Alley.
Yeah, and then we have the full castle, but it's the smaller scale one where like the minifigures aren't like the normal minifigures. They fit on like one
Oh,
one
okay.
Lego
Yeah.
area,
They're
like the size of one by
the
one block.
mini guys.
Yeah,
Sure. I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
But it's a big. You got like the coast and everything there, and it's pretty cool. So that's kind of neat. And then Chloe's got some of the books that they made. It's like a book and it opens up and there's like a play set inside the book. They are kind of neat. I mean, the way they made some of that stuff is pretty cool. So, yeah,
So what about
yeah,
Kickstarter?
Lego. Man, can we do
I was thinking.
Man,
Boy,
if
we really got
Lego
off
did
topic.
Kickstarter, maybe we should push Lego to start doing some Kickstarters.
So back to the print on demand thing. I have very mixed feelings about that. I think I would prefer if the people that kickstarted contracted with a specific printer to print their stuff. I have, like Greg Gillespie, I backed a couple of his Kickstarters for his Mega Dungeons, and it goes and he sends me a code. Hey, here's your discounted code. Order the book, and so I do it through Drive Through RPG, and it's like 4 months later I finally get the book, and I'm like, man, what's the deal with this? And I have heard, I do not know this is true, but what I've heard is there are people within Drive-Through that don't like Greg's politics, so they sit on his product, and they're like, they put him to the back of the queue. Again, I do not know that that's 100% true, but that's what I've heard. But when I order something of his and it takes 4 months to get to me, and I order something else and it takes 3 weeks, I have to wonder what's going on. So and so to me, if someone like Greg was like, I've contracted with, Print This USA and it'll be there in 2 weeks, I would be much happier with that. Also, print on demand, I don't know who does their quality control, but Roger, I know you've gotten some funky stuff off of print on demand.
Yep.
I have some funky stuff from print on demand. And I'm like, who looked at this and thought that this was okay to send out to me? But once you get it, there's very
And
little
nobody.
you can do about that.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody.
nobody looked at
Right.
it. That's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
The order went, digitally over to a factory where there's one guy drinking a cup of coffee, and it went boop, and the thing got printed, and it got put into a box, and it got ejected out into another box, and somebody came through and picked it
Yeah,
up.
the only really bad experience I had a drive through RPG book that came printed pretty funky, and I contacted them and they sent me another one for free.
Oh, really? Okay. That's
Yeah.
great then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would say, like, I've used Lulu more for stuff to print when I can. Their stuff's pretty good. Yeah. And at least in my
I've got my
experience.
Ostrich through Lulu, and it's flawless.
Yeah. It's been good. So
I think that Lulu's a lot smaller, and so they have more quality control, I think. Timu ChatGPT said it
right.
Yes.
So, who does Kickstarters well? I guess that's a good question to ask.
Yeah. So
I was waiting to
great
close
question.
with the positives. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to loop around to that, but thanks
I got
for
my answer.
thanks for bringing us in, George.
And the answer is not Lego. Okay,
Yeah, it's not Lego, right? Unfortunately,
God, I don't need any Lego Kickstarters.
there was
man.
one. There was one that this is kind of where I was going towards when we were talking about the print on demand and stuff. I wanted to just talk about this guy here. This is Kevin Crawford, and this is I bring Ashes Without Number up because there's been talk
Yup.
that
That's the post-apocalypse, right? Or
Yeah.
the post-nuclear
and
waste?
so this is a game that Ken was talking about running possibly. And so what's great about what Kevin Crawford does is, one, his games are awesome. Stars Without Number, Ashes Without Number, Cities Without Number, Worlds Without Number.
Did these all use the same base system?
Yeah.
They're all the same basic
Yeah, it's
system.
like a
I like
D20
that.
and D20 and 2D6, I think, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's like a
basic
it's like
D20.
traveler kind of skill checks,
Yep.
and then like D20. It's like a BX combat, I guess, right? Isn't
Yep.
that-
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good. mix.
Exactly. It's a really good mix. The skills, I think, are just plus 1, 2, 3, and 4 or something.
Yeah,
or
he likes
zero.
that. He likes that curve, that 2D6 distribution curve more than a D20 plus modifier distribution.
And
curve
then
for skill
and then
check.
combat is the it's just a D20 stuff, and
Combat and
it's
saves
great.
are all D20s.
I think it's
And
I
it's
think
all
it's
roll
awesome.
over. It's great. Very simple.
Yeah,
He's a machine. Kevin
and
Crawford
he is
is a
the
machine,
stuff,
dude.
and the product is amazing. But on the
Yeah.
print on demand stuff, and one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it is this book here that I have. This is saddle stitched,
The offset.
and this is
sets,
from the
yeah,
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it was saddle stitched. It came from the Kickstarter. Which
Drive-through didn't do that.
They print that obviously after they got the Kickstarter orders. They printed it, and then the PDF and everything it goes through drive-through. And now you can order copies from drive-through, print on demand. Now they're not saddle stitched; they're just the regular, I guess glue back binding. I don't know what the name of that is, but yeah, and so, and it's funny because I think I backed the level that I got this book, and then I also got the saddle stitched, or I got the print on demand at cost. And I think when I got the print on demand at cost link, I thought that I didn't order the book. So I ordered a print on demand version. So I actually have both versions. And I think, Ken, I think you and I sat and we flipped through them both, right, and compared like the art and stuff. Now, Mike is saying that
they did just bring it back. They used to do it and they stopped it, and then I think they're testing it again. They stopped it they stopped it because it wasn't profitable. I guess with technology being what it is now, I guess maybe it's gotten back on the right side of the curve. So
and that's interesting, and it's
3D print the book.
It's stuff, yeah, right. It's stuff that I've talked about before, but like I think that everything is going to go to print on demand. At some point, like eventually it'll be good enough where it'll work. I mean, 10 years ago, we weren't at the point where we are now. But now you can order books and have them within a few days, print on demand. I mean, it's only a matter of time before you can get saddle stitch or better quality stuff, at the right price. But so that's my thing. I wanted to mention Kevin Crawford. Like I said, he's a great designer. The books are great. I like the kind of the model of, hey, if you back the Kickstarter, you get a better physical copy of the book.
Yeah.
And then, but it's still available later. It's the same book. If they're sitting on a table 3 feet away from each other, you can't tell which is which unless you look at the binding.
Yeah.
But you could still get the stuff after, and it's not like a kind of a special edition, but it is a little bit of a bonus. I don't know if you guys have something like that. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
Well, I just want to say Crawford is like the one, like, I don't care what it is. I don't care how much he's written. I know that when he goes, hey, I'm going to write this book, it is going to be like someone turning the sausage crank and just delicious chapters coming out of the email, right? It's just an amazing thing to watch. Every single book has been like that. So if you see him starting something that looks interesting, go for it, because it's going to be amazing.
Always so nice to hear.
Yeah.
Because there are so many companies that, even companies that have a good reputation, they're like, okay, I've got this new book coming out. And we're all like, yay, new book coming out. And then we're like, well, we got the new book. It's all right. So it's cool if you've got somebody that's like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And the art, I think, in the book is fantastic.
It's all public domain.
Yeah. It all fits.
That's part of why he's such a machine. Is he's never like held hostage by art or licensing on art or anything. It's all public domain.
Yeah.
But it works. I mean, it's not like it's slop. Like he's
I'll flip through one of these.
It's definitely cohesive. Yeah. Ken, you want here? I'll
So it's public domain, but it's still really good.
It's good. And like the layout and stuff's good.
Some of it's stock, some of it's just sort of like he's gone to an artist and said, "Hey, I'm doing a science fiction. I'm doing an apocalypse thing. You have any art for that already?" And he makes it work where it needs to work.
Cool.
But it's fantastic purchase for the price.
Cities Without Number. That's like that's the cyberpunk one.
Okay.
That's the one. If I was going to run a cyberpunk game, it would be with that system. And he has a new mechanic in it that you can port into the other games. But it's fantastic as always. So
since you brought it up, Paul, by the way, hi, nice to see you again. Thanks for coming. I've talked up Shadowrun at length. Compared to Shadowrun, does it run better? Is it cleaner? I mean, it's got like the universal system. So if you're familiar with one, you're familiar with the other. But does it work well? Does the setting work like Shadowrun? Would I be happy with a Cyberpunk the way that it is? Anyway,
I can answer that. I know you asked Paul.
Go ahead, Ken. Yeah,
it's way less clunky. It runs as smoothly as CNC does.
There's no like extra like races and stuff in that though, right? Is it's all
in
like
the
human?
deluxe version in the very back. This is what he does with all of these. In the first half of the book,
so it's like optional rules.
Well, he does it. Yeah, he does a. So he does a
rules.
free version. That's a good call out.
True, yeah.
He does a free version that's like 80% of the book. So you can just get the PDF for free. Yeah. But like then he has the extra stuff that you only get if you pay. And I think that's part. I think for that one, that's part of that, right? It's like,
I'll check it out then.
Yeah.
As much as I love Shadowrun, I am not above saying it's clunky as hell.
I was going to say the bar. The bar of does it run better than Shadowrun is a pretty low bar to clear.
All you have to do is not ever go into the Matrix and don't use magic and don't go into Tyr Tarangier, and Shadowrun's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, then great. Thanks, Paul. I will check it out, man. I'm all for that. And
Ken, do you have that Wolves of God limited edition? I have that. I got that at Page last year. That book.
I don't think I have
that. That's awesome
edition.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Oh, actually, I don't
That
even.
that
That's the
does look
only one I don't
gorgeous.
have.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is the Wolves of
Yeah.
God?
it's another
That-
Kevin Crawford game.
That one
No, I
you
mean,
would
what's the
also
setting for that
really
one?
like. The
Oh, it's like
setting is
710 AD, Roman Britain, like post-apocalyptic
historic.
Roman Britain.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So is this Viking invasion? Is that what
I
this
think
is?
I think it
Because
predates that.
the monks of Illifarn thought that the Vikings were demons when they came to the shore and began robbing the monasteries and killing everyone.
For some reason, I want to say that's a little bit later, but I could be.
you should definitely check that one out too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
that one would be right up
See,
your
and
I've
this is
heard
what
it's really
happens.
good.
yeah, late
Paul's like,
8th
you should
century
check
is
this
the
one out.
Vikings. Yeah,
There we go.
so
I
just
knew it. Had to
predates
be.
it by just a little bit.
So yeah, so it's going to be the early Viking invasion. I knew that was going to happen. Damn it! This is what happens.
Yep.
Paul's like, hey, you should check this out, and everybody's like, yeah, Jason, you'd love this. And while you're at it, you'll like this one too. And I'm like, just give me the whole freaking set. It's gonna happen. Thanks.
Yep. You gotta check them out. Actually, I'll send
I
you.
don't have a
link,
mortgage
Jason.
or car payments. It's fine. Damn you people!
Actually, I just put the drive-through link in the
I just clicked on it.
in the private chat. Yeah. If you wanna look that up, but it's but yeah, it's I've heard it's really good, and you know, that was older, right? This was
Oh yeah, this was old.
Yeah.
This was older. Yeah,
maybe like what 5 or 6 years ago or something. I mean, it was before
more
the
than that, I think.
Ashes and Cities Without Number and all of that stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't vouch
So-
for the system on that one because I haven't played it yet. But
And
Oh, I
think
can't
that's
either.
also-
I just the
the
book.
Great Viking Invasion was 800s.
Yeah, as a physical book, it's one of those that it's like you hold it up like like it's just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I've seen the special editions out there, and it looks awesome. And I don't know, you said you bought yours last year, Matt. How much? How
At
much was
Page, it was a lot less than it probably should have been.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because that was only through like pre-order or something. Did it even go to Kickstarter?
I don't know. It was one of his earlier projects, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I think he just sold it on his site or whatever. And yeah, and I don't know if you can even get copies of the deluxe edition anymore.
Oh, good.
Or whatever
Sorry.
it's
The
rather.
Wolves of God has nothing to do with the Viking invasion. It's post Rome.
It's post Rome.
When-
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically
when Rome gave up.
Yeah, it's like post-apocalyptic because they were just abandoned by the Romans, but it's before the Vikings, so it's in that intermediary period.
It's still totally down with that.
Yeah.
Later, Shellback. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Kevin Crawford is definitely good stuff. So,
And he's great
yeah.
with like his campaigns are well run. Like he's great with updates. He's great with pushing out PDFs of like the works in progress. Like he runs a good type project.
Yeah. Are they on time?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're pretty close to. Yeah, I don't recall them being like delivered on the month, but it's like maybe a month late or something. Like they're definitely
Sure.
tight. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And it's funny that I see you can almost call it with like certain Kickstarters now where I'll see it and I'll back it and then I'll look at it and it'll say, oh, shipping in June. And I'm like, no, that'll be Christmas, and then sure enough, June comes around and it's like, hey, we had a little bit of a delay with, getting the art finalized or whatever, and it's going to be a couple months or what, you see that and you kind of get used to it that everything's going to be, pushed.
I think you
pushed
just
back.
kind of assume everything's going to be late and are
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised when it isn't.
Yeah.
But there's some
right.
like that though, like the Reaper Dungeon Dweller RPG I back. Like looks great. Like I've got PDFs and stuff for it, whatever. I don't care until I get a physical product. But,
Yeah.
like when they were doing that and they're like, oh, this is going to be the delivery date, which I think was in 2024. I was like, there is no way in hell that is shipping in 2024 because it was just too ambitious. They basically got like one guy writing everything and he's really good about like updates and communicating with the thing. I mean, I asked a question the other day and I'm rarely on their Discord and he sent me a ton of information. It's like, oh, we got this, and this, and
It's
No
awesome.
problem with him. But like I knew, like looking at that, I'm like, absolutely, there is no way that is going to ship on time.
Ducato, you brought up something like some Kickstarters, they won't tell you when it's going to ship. Like on their updates, it's like, oh, it's going to printing or it's done. And I have no clue what that means. Is it going to be in printing for 4 months because they have a backlog? Or is it going to be done in 2 weeks? And not to pick on them, but Troll Lords does that. Hey, we're done with this. That I care about when it's in my hands or, when it's going to be on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, I had
go ahead, George. Finish.
Codex Infernum show up on the doorstep the same day that Dalemwood showed up on the doorstep.
Wow.
And my girlfriend was like, did you order boxes of stones or something? What is all this stuff doing on the front doorstep?
Yeah.
Dead tree.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's interesting getting stuff, especially like when I don't track it and watch it, it just shows up. It's awesome. I've seen a lot of Kickstarters out there where they'll put like the timeline and okay, this is when we're going to be in development and this is when we're going to go to editing and printing, and then they have the whole timeline, and then it's 50-50 from there whether the updates actually update the timeline. And I can't think of some of the companies, but I know that there's been a few out there where every time they send an update every month, they send the updated timeline and they kind of fill in and say, okay, we're 75% of the way through printing, and then we're got to do packaging, and we're 50% of the way through that, and they really step it through. But then there's other companies that have like this timeline, and then they immediately skew from that timeline, but they never update it. And it's interesting, and there's there's a handful of Kickstarters that people like the monthly updates. And now Kickstarter even has the thing where you can are you satisfied, and you get the smiley face or the sad face or whatever that you can click, and or do you want to request an update? So people do like the monthly updates now, but there's one, and I can't remember what it is. I got it the other day, and it's like the monthly update, and it's just the title of it is monthly Kickstarter update, and then in the in the block it just says, this is our monthly update. We don't have any new news at this time, and like that's it. And it's like, well, I'd rather not get anything. What do you mean? We don't have any, and they're just doing it so that Kickstarter doesn't flag the thing where you can request request an update or whatever, so it just automatically, like, maybe it's not automatic, but it seems like it's just automatic every month. Send out an update that says, yeah, we don't know anything yet. Thanks. Like, you're now up to speed. It's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you've got to have gotten somewhere in the last 30 days.
Not super helpful.
Tom Kartos is really good. He's a cartographer that Roger and I both follow. He's great. His updates are always frequent. He gives little previews of what maps are going to be in this or that pack. They ship on time. The guys, I've never been disappointed. And this is volume 4 that's coming up. They're great maps.
All his box sets and his books match. They match aesthetics. You can pile them up on the shelf and they don't look mismatched. Printing is, even. I mean,
they're great.
I hate to sound like, nitpicky about some of these things, but I've gotten like books from Kickstarter and stuff where like you've got a set of 3 books. In one book, the printing on the spine is like off by an inch from, the other 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like who's checking these, like, it's crazy. But, yes, we talked about Kevin Crawford a bunch. Is there anything that you guys wanted to cover? Like, is there any other good or on that? George, were you just about to say something? What?
Yeah, Jeff Talanian, I feel, delivers on time and a good quality product. I think one Kickstarter in particular he was late and extremely genuine apologetic for being late. And it was totally out of his control. I think it was on Dice or something. Another one is I don't have his name exactly down. Mark Torino of Dark Wizard Games.
Okay.
He does a lot of 1E and 5E stuff, and it's truly like good stuff. Roger, I sent you a link if you want to go to that and share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really that old school look, for that.
Let's put that out there. Yeah, Dark Wizard Games. Ooh, Village on the Borderlands. I like that. That
you know
sounds
what?
awesome. I'm looking at the website. Yeah, it looks like the old school modules.
Absolutely. I don't know if Mike Saxton is still around, but he turned me on to a guy. Oh my gosh, he does a lot of semi Greyhawk type stuff. All I can think of is Rook or Castle, something like that.
Yeah,
Castle something. It's like CASTL, I think. The guy is really good.
Yeah. George talked me into buying Village on the Borderlands. Yeah, I think George talked me into buying it too, so
Carlos, that's it. Thanks, Mike.
Carlos Lissing. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's cool. Dark Wizard Games. I'm definitely going to check that stuff out. These modules. I just went to the website there, and the modules look awesome. Really have that old school kind of vibe. And I see some Earl Otis art in his stuff. So
well sold, isn't it?
The Borderlands it's very close to the old school stuff. Like you're buying an adventure, but it's a whole town, and from there you can do anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's fantastic. And I love those modules like that. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, and Carlos, he's going to be at Page this year, so we'll be able to take a look at that.
Although I just harped on them about the Blade Runner that's late. 90% of the time, 99% of the time, Free League, their stuff's excellent. The product is always great, even if it turns out it's like, the Free State or Electric State. Did not care for it. That game is not for me, but very well written. The quality of the product is excellent, and most of the time it ships on time. When they tell you it's going to be, January 1st, it's sitting on my doorstep almost all the time. So
yeah. I pulled out a bunch of my favorite projects. The Moria one is definitely in that list. The quality of that book, and then you talk about the extras like the collector's edition, the map that you could get. I mean, it's incredibly high quality stuff.
Yep. Yeah, Free League has never disappointed me on the quality. I've never once gotten something and been like, this shit's printed in China. Never. It's always really good.
Yeah. Yeah. My only small complaints, right? Like the Electric State thing. I bought the special edition book, and man, I don't know. It's just
a weird cover.
Yeah.
They also they have some weird fulfillment issues sometimes. Like sometimes it works out in your favor. Like I've gotten extra stuff. I've been shorted something and they've made it right. But like, I think they more than most other Kickstarters, whoever their fulfillment partner is, I think they got some like drunkards working the assembly, like packing the boxes or something. Cause it's very strange, but they always make it right. Like when they've sent me something extra, I've been like, hey, like if you pay the shipping, I'm happy to return this. And they're always like, nah, it's just keep it.
Yeah. Just keep it. Yeah. Which is awesome.
I mean, they're legally required to it's yours if they do that, but so they can't actually take it back, but I would ship it back because I feel bad if it's like somebody else's thing. I don't want, I don't want
Yeah, right.
Jason loading, something that was ill intent because somebody else got his Kickstarter. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, that's what happened to Ducato's Dolmanwood, I think. Somebody else got it. He's like the last person in the
Sweet,
country
two
to get it.
Dolmanwoods. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody out there has got a YouTube video where you got two Dolmanwoods or something. Yeah.
Look at this.
Can you believe it? Yeah.
But yeah,
one of the
yeah,
things that I like about Kickstarter or crowdfunding in general,
sure.
is every now and then a company will revive some long out of print thing. And specifically, I'm thinking about the Pendragon reprint, which I did not even know about because Roger camps on Kickstarter and the other crowdfunding. Like as soon as something gets mentioned, it's like, oh, hey, this is being done. And I don't do that. Typically, it's like an accident and I'll find something. But maybe a month or two ago, we had just finished talking about Pendragon on the show. And right after the show, he messaged me, hey, Kickstarter's doing the Pendragon reprint from the original set.
Yeah.
And I was
edition,
like, get out of here. Immediately went to it. Boom, back to the fullest. I'm getting that and all the add-ons and all that stuff. And if Kickstarter didn't exist, that would not happen. Or if it did happen, it would be such a small print that it would just be sheer luck for me to go up to my local game shop and see it sitting on the table because that's just never going to happen. So that sort of thing is why I like Kickstarter. I like that little oddball stuff. A couple of guys that work for Free League went off and did their own Western. And because I'm a sucker for Westerns, so I immediately backed it. I got it again. It's like, that this was not a Free League publication, but those are Free League guys, beautifully written. The scenarios are perfect. The quality of the product is amazing. I'm so happy that I backed that Western. Tales of the Old West, really cool.
Yeah.
So things like that, Kickstarter and other crowdfundings, they allow those little things to get published that would never happen otherwise. So, it frustrates the heck out of me sometimes, but I'm a pretty happy Kickstarter guy. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Pendragon, after playing the game a couple weeks ago with George.
Oh, that's right. We played that.
I kind of wish I backed it. Yeah. We oh my God, we had to get some fur off of some lion cub, and so George and I we split the party, right? Because that's the first thing you do, right? There's 3 caves. We were under time constraints, so we split the party. So George and I walk into this cave. And immediately this lion lunges at me because I'm in front because my I forget the stat, it was like 1 point higher than yours.
Valorous
or something like that. So I was like, well, I'm more valorous than you are by 1 point. So I'll take point. So of course this lion lunges at me and starts like gnawing on my leg. And so George sees the lion cub, and instead of like dealing with, the lion that's attached to my leg, he's like, yeah, you keep him busy and I'm going to go grab the lion cub. So he grabs the lion cub, and, the lion cub the lion immediately like lets go of me and like faces on George. And I'm like, George, you better put a dagger to his kid's head and, tell him to back off. But
and I'm a very conservative player, and that day I was like, you know what, I'm going to go after the lion. And the DM's like, no, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. And I'm like, it's a con game, I never
do it.
I'm never going to see this character again.
We get the stuff, and then George like tosses the lion cub like to try and hey, look, he's the kid, your kid's over there. And then we go running out of the cave screaming to the other group like, go, we got the thing, go.
It was more like run away.
Yeah, you have to say it in the right voice if you're going to say run away. So I just checked the Pendragon Kickstarter. I was not able to get another copy, but if I see it pop up for late pledges, I'll let you know.
It's cool. Yeah. I mean, it was fun.
I think Chaosium sells those, to be honest. Like, I think that I'm fairly certain that you may not get everything, but I think because I know they have like the original 1-inch version of Call of Cthulhu that they sell. They're going through and reprinting all their old stuff.
Cool.
So
And I'm totally on board with that.
yeah. So you may be
I
able to get
mentioned,
that later.
I've mentioned Bushido a couple of times. Man, if I ever saw Bushido on Kickstarter, it's gonna be like reprinted in modern format and take my money.
Done.
Take the money and give me my
Yeah.
copy right now. I would totally back that.
Yeah.
I have 8 printings of Castles and Crusades. Does that count?
No, I have 4 of my own. I don't need more.
I have a couple I want to throw out there. So so one is the guys that do the Merry Mushmen, the guys that do Knock.
Yeah.
Both the Knock magazine and the adventures that they do, they are like ridiculously good quality. Like they are some of the coolest looking things that you'll have on your shelf. So Knock is like an OSR magazine.
Yeah. That's cool
but,
stuff.
But like some of it's original and some of it is like they'll grab like blog posts and different things and like pay people to sort of expand it and provide and do artwork and stuff like that. But it's really high quality stuff and it's gorgeous. And they deliver like more or less on time. They ship from the UK or somewhere in Europe. I think it's the UK. Yeah. So, like I get them a month after the date, but it's like, it probably took that long to get here. And then another one that kind of blew my mind was the Cairn second edition. I think it was $55 and I think he sells it for like 60 or 65. And that box set, like I didn't even realize how much came with it until I opened the box. And I thought I was like, oh, I think they gave me something more than what I paid for. And it's not. It's just like you get 3 players guides, a DM guide, a screen, a campaign book, an extra campaign. And it was $55. I was like, this is like crazy that it was that cheap.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean that was like one of those things that kind of blew me away. Like, how did I get this much stuff for such a small price?
Yeah, that's cool. When you can get all that stuff for a cheap, for a lower price. Especially like through crowdfunding or whatever, it makes it makes you feel better about backing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. You mentioned that I kind of got the what was Questing Beasts RPG?
Oh, Knave.
Knave.
Yeah, Knave felt like the opposite to me.
I backed the Knave second edition.
Yeah,
and I got the special edition, the gold foil print book, and let me see here.
I feel exactly how you feel about this.
Didn't you tell me you don't like it?
I don't mind.
The game is fine.
Yeah,
the game is fine. There's nothing
value.
wrong with the game. This is the value that we're talking about. So it's a half size book. It's this thick.
Oh.
It was
the
layout
expensive.
and everything is pretty good. It is 75 pages. It's a basic, D20 system. There's a lot of tables in here for generating stuff. It's really great. This book was like $50.
$50. It was $50 plus like a not cheap amount of shipping.
Plus it was like $12 shipping or something.
Yeah.
And it's the size of a Morkborg book.
Right. Yeah. And Paul vehemently disagrees with you.
Yeah, compare that. So like basically this was the same price, right? This Cairn and like I think I have extra stuff jammed in here as well, but like there's look at all this stuff. There's 3
That's
there's 3
nuts.
players guides. There's a GM book. Like this is bigger than Knave 2 by itself.
Yeah.
And
it
there's character sheets.
And this is the same guy?
There's a no. There's a DM screen, and then there's an adventure, and then an extra. This was $55.
That's a deal,
right?
Like I seriously was like, oh, they sent me the Ultimate Edition by accident, and it's like, no, this is just what it was.
Wow.
So
that's
I,
cool.
yeah. So like sometimes it's cool to get something and just feel like they over delivered by so much.
Mhm.
Paul, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just all I'm saying is that I think the book is decent. I think if it was $25, $20,
Yeah.
I think I'd be happy with it. It's fine. I mean, I don't think that it's bad. It's just not the $50. It's just not.
Bad
It's just
value.
not worth it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. So but yeah, I mean, Jason Sunday, I'll leave it out on the table. You take a look at it. If you can if you could find a page that does not have a random table on it, I'll be impressed.
Well, in fairness,
So-
the rules for the game are like 3 pages, so there's going to be 72 pages of tables. Like that's just what
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah,
Right.
I love Paul's description of it.
Right.
So when I get there Sunday, when I see the GM Mad Lib in front of me, I will laugh and remember that and be like, okay, he's right.
Now, in fairness, you can use those tables for like, really
Yeah.
any kind of but like any kind of OSR fantasy game in particular. That's kind of the point of it. Is like, yeah, there's this bare bones system and you can play it, but also anytime you want to generate any kind of random stuff, like it's useful for that. I mean, arguably, like Kevin Crawford stuff might be better and more useful, but like if you want something quick, fast, and dirty, like it's very good for that.
Okay.
I mean, it is a good book. It's just I'm right there with you. Like, shipping in, I was like $70 in. It's like, oh, cool. Definitely the value is not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's yeah.
And speaking of good Kickstarters reprinting long lost stuff, we would be remiss to not talk about Arduin and Emperor's Choice.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the TMNT Palladium books that I just got in this week.
No, you got yours already?
Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Are they awesome?
Yeah.
Is it awesome?
Define awesome. I mean,
I don't know. I
they're
just want
fine,
to open
like-
the box. This
Did
is
you
what I
shout
want, Matt.
cowabunga when
I
you
want
opened the
to
box?
open the box, and I want to
He
be
should
able to
have.
smell the nostalgia.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a naive feeling from it, to be honest. It was like I was like, it's cool. The print quality is like drive-through RPG print on demand quality. It's not good. I mean, that's Palladium, right? I don't know why I thought it would be good.
Yeah.
So that's really on me. Like there's nothing in
Set
40
yourself
years
up
of,
on that one.
there's nothing in
Yeah.
40 years of Palladium existing
Yeah.
that should have led me to believe these were going to be
Yeah.
well-constructed books. But
I've got some holes in my original collection that I'm still trying to fill out, which is why I ended up backing the Kickstarter. But I did pick up at one point an original first edition of the TMNT before they pulled out the mental problems. tables
yes.
and
Very
stuff.
controversial.
So yeah, very controversial. So I have a copy that's got all that stuff in it still. So that's like one of my prides there. Yeah, the Arduin Kickstarter is absolutely amazing. They're getting ready to ship. They're packaging some stuff up now as we speak. Matt from Barrows and Borderlands is printing and printing and printing and binding and cutting and printing.
And George and Dave are casting and casting and casting.
Dave are casting and everything else.
Those second-degree burns.
And then
I've heard
and
great
then
stuff
from-
about Barrows and Borderlands.
it's awesome, Matt. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've heard
It's
really
cool
good stuff about it.
And Matt is fantastic to talk to. Everybody named Matt I know is really fantastic to talk to. It must be something, But no, he's just great. Runs a great game. He's planning on coming up for CNY, Matt. So maybe
No, it's only one
do
Matt
something
allowed per con. So
yeah.
We've reached our
The
limit.
But yeah, no, I think and then he is planning on driving all the way up to Buffalo, New York within the
In
next
winter.
month in winter
Nuts.
from below the Mason-Dixon line.
Uh,
Yeah, he's never driven in snow before, so Matt, if you're out there, we love you, but if you need me to come and get you,
Yeah. They'll probably be in a rear-wheel drive car with slicks on.
yeah, I don't know.
Yes. That's a good
What's
call
this
out.
white stuff?
Yeah, Paul, that's a good call out to our Arc Dream. I can't really speak to their crowdfunding projects as I haven't really bought them through there, but like the quality of the work that they put out is like stupidly good.
It's a good game too.
Yeah, I mean it really is, and like RPGs as like something that you read whether you play it or not. Like certain games are a lot better for that. Like Delta Green is one of the best ones where like I'll buy something and go, even if I never run this, like just having read it, it was so worth the time and money I put into it because they're so cool. So
That's how I feel about the Hyperborea stuff by Talanian is the same. I've run it, but I've played it, but like that stuff I could just own because it's just awesome. The setting's great.
Totally.
Sometime this
Hyperborea-
month or next month, Edgelord.
Hyperborea and AD&D, Joe Block's AD&D, both of them. I picked the books up and I'm in a good mood. I'm just like, oh, dude, this was so worth it. Even if I never get to use them. I look at them, I'm like, oh,
this damn thing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
don't
money
give yourself
well
a
spent,
hernia.
man.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
There goes that disc.
Delta Green, I've heard you guys mention a couple times. I don't know it. Isn't it similar to Mothership? It's a sci-fi thing.
No. So originally was a modern Call of Cthulhu. It was basically Call of Cthulhu modern, and then it spun off into its own game, and it doesn't use some of the 7th edition stuff. So there's no luck, for instance. But it's basically Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, it doesn't use.
I'm not a Call of Cthulhu guy.
So the systems are not super dissimilar. So like in terms of Mothership, it's a percentile roll under. It actually uses the same crits and fumbles system, Delta Green, that Mothership does, the doubles.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically what is it? Is it Innsmouth? What were the fish? What were the fish? The fish people? Yeah. So Innsmouth Innsmouth in Delta Green is real, and the government covered it up and then spun off this. Depending on where you are in the timeline, this government agency that's basically like X-Files. And depending on where you are in the timeline, it's either a legitimate government agency or it's like an underground agency that's recruiting out of different parts of the government and civilians to basically suppress the unnatural. I think it's awesome.
Awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
I actually
Super
like
fun.
it more than Call of Cthulhu because it dodges the whole like 1920s thing of like, oh, I turned on my windshield wipers. Wait, were those around in 1926? Like it just dodges all of that stuff. So I think it's awesome. I think it's one of the, and like in terms of the quality of writing and the product, it's one of the best. So their stuff's really, really good.
Is it like Call of Cthulhu? Like, well, your character's going to go crazy and die at the end, regardless of what you.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as and we've talked about that before. As long as I know what I'm getting into, fine. So I don't have to invest myself in this character. He's going to lose his mind. It's over.
Yeah.
Cool. But I like the sound of the the shadow organization that is working to suppress.
Yeah, it's really
this
cool.
invasion.
Like
Sounds cool to me.
you kind of get sent out. Like I played it a bit last year with some friends from the gym, and it's cool because I've played a lot of Call of Cthulhu too, and with Delta Green, like you're getting sent out like to cover all that stuff up,
Cool.
like continue the lie, right? So
Yeah.
it's like that's really it's really fun.
The sanity
I'm a big
mechanic
fan of Call of
is
Cthulhu.
they did something really cool with the sanity mechanic too, where it's like the bones of it are the same as Call of Cthulhu, but you have bonds. So like, it could be like
right.
your wife or your son or your mentor or whatever. And you can you can deflect sanity loss onto your bonds. So it weakens your bond score. And then you have these home scenes where you have to play out what that's like. So it like forces you to deal with the reality of like what this would actually be like and how it would negatively impact your home life and your relationships. It's a lot more.
A guy coming back from Vietnam after 2
yes,
tours
yes, taking that PTSD out on So like it makes you confront that in a way that's way better than just like, oh, you lost 5 sanity and your space was this, so now you're temporarily insane. Like it feels a lot more impactful, which is I think is really well done.
It's a lot more immersive too, because you have that bond, and I mean that bond can be nothing more than a sentence or two, but then with the right players, especially with any game like that, Call of Cthulhu, Delta Green. I mean, you got to have a lot of player buy-in,
Cool.
but it is really cool to see that play out at the table.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
cool.
Call of Cthulhu has always like intrigued me, but I haven't liked the 20s vibe and like, some of that stuff. And so like the more I've talked about Delta Green, like it seems like more of the game that I want to play.
Yeah.
Than
See, I,
You know,
than
I
Call of
like the
Cthulhu.
20s vibe.
25.
I'm a huge
Yeah, I did too.
Noir fan.
Yeah.
I like that stuff, but it's as time goes by and we get further away from it, it becomes harder and harder for people to replicate it and to get
Sure.
into that vibe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So something that I want to do going forward on the shows is I think I want to take like a few minutes in the beginning of every episode and just talk about crowdfunding, things that we've backed in like the last week, and then things that we've gotten in the past like week or so. So seeing as how this is, the Kickstarter episode, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, what I've backed, the last few things, that I've backed. So I know, Jason looks like he's
We don't
his
have
list.
all night. Yeah, I'm
We don't
not
have all
checking out my
night.
list.
No,
Yeah.
he's looking. At his time.
Roger only has 47 projects he backed in the last week.
I've only got a handful of things. No, I've only got a few things, and I just wanted to touch on a few of them, and I think I can share my my screen. I think. Let me see if this works. If I go to my profile and Kickstarter, does that show up for you guys there?
Yep.
Yes.
Does
Yeah.
that show up?
Yep.
Everybody can see that.
Yeah.
So that's me. You can tell I got the cool sunglasses. Well, so this is just a couple of the latest things that
I didn't know
that
you backed Full Metal Tilt.
I've backed. So
Good.
the
been
Dragon
holding out.
Bane, Tales from
I saw that.
Mervald and Five Go Quackers. I wasn't really interested in some of it, but then Ducato, I believe, ended up selling me on
Both
on
of us
one
did.
of the
Yeah,
settings.
Ducato and I beat you into submission.
And I
right.
basically ended up backing that, and I ended up getting in on it. And then the Quackers thing,
Yeah.
I ended up
Actually,
backing. getting
Roger's
that
going to
book.
admit that Dragon Bane is the best game ever.
It might, maybe, I
It's
don't know.
going to
That's
happen
that's
eventually.
like your goal.
That's
and
right,
then
yeah.
I've also there's 18 days left on the first Law trilogy. Joe
Oh, I would love
Abercrombie.
to get that.
I don't know if you guys read those books. They're fantastic
You haven't.
books. I think they're absolutely
awesome.
amazing.
I've heard they're really good.
Yeah, they're really good. So I'm backing the special, signed editions and stuff. Full Metal Tilt. I'm excited for it. I am hoping that it's not just a rehash of the chainmail rules for jousting. I hope that there's a lot more, into it than that. But I am excited for it, and I've heard that Travis is a good guy, so cool
Yeah, Travis
stuff.
is in that group that I'm playing with Greg Gillespie on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Dark Space, which is sci-fi rules for Shadow Dark. There's a couple different ones of those that are out, but I definitely want to get into that. Cascadia Alpine Lakes. It's got 3 days left. That's obviously it's a board game. Cascadia is a game that me and the family love. So that's just an expansion for that. And then I was kind of back and forth on this
So expensive.
Zothique setting, and
Yeah, I wanted
ended up
that too, and I didn't get it.
Yep, and I ended up backing it because it was just something I kept going back and forth, thinking, "What am I? Do I want it? Do I not?" And then I was like, "You know what? No, it's awesome." And so I got it, and I don't remember exactly what level I got it at, but that's that. Other than that, here,
Hey,
this is
but
probably
before you start the
Yeah,
next
go
one,
ahead.
George has to go, so I wanted to let you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that on the thing. George, thanks for coming, George.
Good seeing you again.
He may have already left.
Bye.
George.
Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no trouble.
And then so we've got Cyberdark, which is sort of like a demonic cyberpunk Shadow Dark thing. I don't know. I see some things and just get excited by it. Crypt Classics, some of you guys know, I got a 3D printer, and Fat Dragon Games, all of their stuff is designed to work with FDM printers. And so I backed that stuff to get their minis. And then Battlecrest Overlord. This is Jason Tagmeyer, and they make these small, like 18 card games. And this is just a little 2-player battle game, or co-op. They got a co-op mode battle game that I kind of backed, and that's what I have. That's what I have in my Kickstarter list. There, hopefully this will go back. Hey, yeah, there we go. But yeah, so that's kind of what I got as far as stuff on Backer Kit. They did a Mothership thing. What was that, last month?
Mothership month was last month. Yeah,
it was last month, and I ended up backing Prospero's Dream and Another Day in Paradise. Those were the two things that I backed. I didn't want to go crazy.
Yeah, so we didn't really talk about it that much, but like, because you guys know I'm a huge Mothership fan, but like Mothership was stupidly late.
Really?
So
yeah.
Oh yeah, the original, and it was all about components. The PDFs, the actual book was done like 2 years before the physical stuff came out. And it was like, we're tweaking the box. Like, look how cool the box is. It's like, we just send the stuff. I don't care about the box. So last year they did Mothership month, the same month, and I backed like almost everything. And I think I have two of the projects have fulfilled. And Tuesday Night Games, big project from last year, hasn't fulfilled yet. So this year I only backed their project again, just because their first party stuff is so good. If it takes 3 years, it'll still be amazing when it gets here. But like, I have a hard time sinking a whole bunch of money into more Mothership products when your Mothership month a year ago, almost nothing has fulfilled yet. So
yeah. No, that's absolutely crazy.
Especially when there's so many good zines out for Mothership that work almost on their own, right?
That's the other part, is like, hey, I have a stack of 50 of these already. Like, I just, know, and again, we haven't talked a lot about value, but like, like I'll be able to buy these when they come out, for the same. It's not like you're getting that much extra by backing it right now. So
the First Law trilogy is by Joe Abercrombie. It's a fantasy
novels
kind of set of
Grim,
novels, very grim dark. There's some weird things going on that makes it different from traditional fantasy. The one of the things that I like about the trilogy is there's like a group of heroes, I guess, that it's sort of they're not heroes. None of them are heroes. One guy is like a torturer who's like all messed up from like being a Glocta.
Tortured himself.
He's been tortured himself. He's missing half his teeth. He walks with a limp. Like there's like this Logan Nine Fingers. He's
awesome.
He's awesome
in all the wrong ways.
Say one thing about Logan Nine Fingers is that he's persistent or whatever. I don't know. That's like an ongoing joke in the book.
Yeah.
Like every chapter that there's this guy Logan Nine Fingers, and it's like he'll be drinking around a fire, and it's like just becomes so much of a joke that the last line of the chapter will be say one thing about Logan Nine Fingers is that he's a drunk. Like, and they just do that.
Audible books, they're really good on Audible.
Yeah, they've switched. I think they use multiple multiple voice actors, I think, don't they? For that, or no?
They just have this. It's Steve. Oh, I can't remember his name. The narrator is really good. I've listened to all of Abercrombie's books, and the Law trilogy, and there's 3 after that, and then another trilogy. They all have the same narrator. I think his last one, The Devils, which was awesome, is totally separate from all of it, and but a really good book.
But it's really good stuff. None of the heroes are really heroes. They're all kind of like they don't really want to be there, or they're there for the wrong reasons, or then they all have their own kind of plot going on, and I think it's really fantastic because it's not like, oh yeah, we're all getting together to go save the world or whatever. They just kind of all have end up with the same goal because they're all trying to do different things. But yeah, it's really good, I think.
Yeah, really, really good stuff.
So read them. Yeah. So I think
I really like that grim dark kind of setting. I like it when the heroes aren't trying to be heroic; they're trying to survive.
yeah.
and so that's just it because it's more real. I really do like that sort of thing. Although that does not mean I don't like my knights in shining armor.
In like the last trilogy he wrote, there's a character in there that starts off like none of them are heroes still. They're different characters, but by the end of the book, like he was the one that I was rooting for the most. Like in the start of the book, I never would have been that way. I was like, this guy's fucking douche, but by the end of the book, I was like, damn, I like that guy. And he got the biggest shaft out of all of them, pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's kind of like what happens,
they're really good.
Yeah.
I wanted to
read
do
them.
that. I just don't have the money to back those. Those look really nice, though.
Yeah, they do the full art things, and oh man,
I just don't have the room. My shelves are full, man. Like all
I
the
got books on the
all the
floor
RPG
right
books that I've got that are being ordered. I'm like, God, where am I going to put these? But find space.
Yeah. It's a big.
Get rid of some Legos, I guess.
It's a There you go. The only other thing on BackerKit, I've got a lot less projects. I only got 24 pack projects on BackerKit total. The only other thing I wanted to touch on, I ended up backing this. I think it was today or yesterday. Was the Ultimate Toolbox. Now I don't know if you guys used. I know that it's been advertised on like Facebook and stuff, and I don't know. I ended up backing it. I have the original AEG toolbox book.
Okay.
And it's got a lot of it's all random tables. It's almost 200 pages, and it's just all random tables, goods, services, dungeons.
So it's like a bigger version of Knave.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
this book's for you, man.
This was half the price. This was half the price of Knave, and it's but yeah. And so I ended up backing the new version of that, and I don't know. I hope it's going to be a lot better, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Is it still published by AEG, or is it someone else now?
No, it's World's Largest RPGs is the name. It's supposedly the successor to AEG's award-winning RPG book Toolbox. So I don't know if they got rights from them, because they're saying that it's a successor to it. So I don't know. Yeah. But I got it. It's a bunch of random tables and stuff, which is always fun. It's stuff that's usable, no matter what.
So I have a question for you about that.
Yeah.
I know that you have Joe Block's book of random tables, Lost Lore, I think is what it's called. I know that you have that, and I know that you use it.
I do.
You have lots of books with random tables. What makes you get another book like that?
Man, it's and we talked about this a little bit at the end of the episode last time. And it's a sickness. Yeah, it's definitely
the first step in solving the problem is identifying the problem.
It's a lot of it is you look at the tables, and maybe I don't use all these books with these tables, but like that toolbox book, like that's one of the books that I'll pull off the shelf when I'm writing an adventure, or I'm kind of like planning out like a dungeon or something like that, and I'll just flip through it and read random entries, and sometimes I'll make a roll, on a table if I've got dice, but or it's something like this where I could take this book and I could just pull out if I'm making an adventure, and I open up and like, oh, here's a nightmare, you know, and it's got stats for a nightmare, you know, a horse, 2 hooves, astral projection, you know, all sorts of stuff. And like I was, oh, that's cool. Maybe I can throw that into, you know, a forest encounter, right? Like the party's gonna, and I'll jot that down. And then literally later that day, you guys are walking through a forest and a random encounter comes up, and I'm like, hey, you guys see a horse? Well, it looks like it's on fire, you know what I mean, in the distance. And don't be surprised if that happens Sunday, by
Which
the way.
is not the same as when horns are on fire.
But
Different.
right.
That's different.
but no, but I mean things like that, and like I'll just kind of go through it. So the random tables, you know, they're great. Now Joe Block's book, like I use that for the most part for the random encounters and stuff. That's what I use for that table.
Sure.
The tables in there, I think they're fantastic for that. You know, he's got random weather generation and stuff like that, and you know how I just do it based on today, so
Yeah.
that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, so that's kind of what I do. And yeah, I don't know. You know, do I need another book of random tables? Like eventually there's got to be overlap, right? Like I've got to have 150%
Absolutely.
overlap between all of them. But I know they're just cool for me. They're cool to flip through and look at stuff. I don't know if that,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
yeah, that's
Absolutely. I got a shelf
got
full
a-
of that.
So
Well, I've got a vibes thing. Like sometimes I want a very concise list. Sometimes I just want the adjectives and nouns. So I'll go to Iron Sworn or Starforged. Sometimes I want like very fleshed out like tags I can apply to a community, and I'll flip open my without number books. So it just depends on the situation.
yeah. Ken, for the words and stuff, yeah, are they Matt Finch and Paul mentioned Matt Finch's books. Are those the there's like the dictionary and the thesaurus? Have you seen
No, it's a
those,
different set of words.
Ken? Yeah. No, there's the storyteller's dictionary and the storyteller's thesaurus.
Never seen that.
And they're made
I've seen them. I have one of them.
and they're really cool because they're geared towards, you know, fantasy gaming,
There's
like
another
RPGs.
set of
stuff.
tables I gotta get.
So it's cool stuff. Yeah. Paul's got Storyteller's Dictionary. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool stuff. I've got them on my shelf. Take a look at them.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And
I think this
you
is the
know.
book he was talking about, though, the Finch book.
Oh, Tome of Adventure
Oh.
Design. That's right, because I
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about that last time.
Yeah. That's one of
Yes.
the most famous ones. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Tome of Adventure
I
Design.
have that- I
That's
have
that's
that
really
up
cool.
there.
Yeah, I got the newer version of that I backed. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. But yeah, there's a ton of books with random tables and stuff in it. I do like them. Yeah, there's the Adventures Dark and Deep and the yeah, Tome of Adventure Design. Yeah, it's good stuff.
There's a project up right now for these. I don't know if you guys are. I think it's got like 4 days left. Into
Those
the
are
weird-
great.
Oh, what are those? Those look pretty. Wait, let me.
into the weird and wild and into the Cess and Citadel. I think there's 4 days left. Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
yeah. He's got that mega dungeon too. Was it Ave Nox?
Ave
or whatever?
Nox.
Yeah,
That's a lot. I'm playing that right now.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, these are. I mean, they're striking books, but they're really good.
Yeah,
What
I
are
think
they?
I have
Awesome kind
Into
of
the
things.
Weird and Wild. I have that somewhere on my shelf.
So they basically, like, this turns a forest into a dungeon, and it's they're both system neutral.
Yeah,
And
Nice.
so you can just, go through. There's like different encounters, there's different monsters, there's
That's pretty cool.
it's really, really good. It has some freaking pretty, and it's not like
It's
a pleasant,
gorgeous.
happy forest either.
No.
I figured.
That cover might be a dead giveaway, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really good books. And then this one, it's the same thing, but it's all city
It's a
based.
city.
You turn
That's
it
cool.
into a dungeon. So
That's
they're
cool,
really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so
Really
there's
nice
4
book.
days left on that. They're just reprinting, so like he's just doing a new printing of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not backing it because I have them, but I thought that was cool. One that just ended is the sequel to Valley of Flowers, which is like an OSR sort of. It's kind of Dolman Woodish OSR book. So I backed that. The first book has a table. It's a D20 table called "What is the Sun Doing Today," which like I found sort of tickling. Yeah, like one of them is like it gets larger and larger all day long until the entire sky is the sun, and then it just vanishes and becomes night. Like it's just
Wow.
it's a very sort of fairy tale kind of vibe to it, which is cool and different. But yeah, that one unfortunately just ended. And then what else? Oh, it's Mouse Ritter month on BackerKit for anybody that likes Mouse Ritter.
Right. Yeah.
And then if you back the main, so the main one that Exalted Funeral is doing is Junk City. That's another box set. And then that one, if you backed the Mothership one last month,
Yeah,
you get like a
Mice in
special
Space or something.
Yeah, it's like a Mouse Ritter Mothership crossover zine that you get.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kinda
I
neat.
only backed one half of that. I only backed
Mhm.
the Mothership
I
side
like
of that.
the Mouse
so-
Ritter.
And then Joe backed well, my buddy Joe, who's in the chat here, he backed the Junk City thing, I believe. So between both of us, we got both of those. But like,
There you go.
I didn't want to back Junk City as well, even just to get the Mothership thing. I'm sure that I'll come across it at some point, or I'll be able to get a PDF of it,
Yeah.
or something somewhere to check it out to see if it's worth it. I don't know if that's a crossover that I need in my life, but we'll find out.
It sounded kind of interesting to me. I backed one of the other Mouse Ritter things too. The one that what's his name that did Weird Heroes of Public Access. He has a Mouse Ritter adventure, so I backed that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into the Mouse Ritter stuff a whole lot. I know that Joe ran a game local to us, and then I don't know. I think that's the only
played
thing
in
I've
another
kinda
one.
played. So. Oh yeah, that's right. He just ran something for your group, right?
Yeah,
Ken, is that
it was
who
like
you
the
mentioned?
origami themed Mouse Ritter adventure. It was really pretty cool. Nice system, very light system, and great for one shots. I'd love to see if it holds up on a longer term, but I've got so
Yeah.
many other systems to run longer term. I don't know if I
Right. That's
can commit to a whole
another one
thing,
of those
right?
systems that I would put under, like, would be great to do like a half a dozen games in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
longer than that, I think you start to
A lot of
it's the samey,
If you think about how much you spend on entertainment going to the movies or
Oh, sure. Yeah.
whatever, if every system you had was only a 6-session game and you ran it for 4 people, you're getting
Way
a hell of a good
more
deal.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
think about it like a board game, right? So if you spend
Yep.
$50 on Mouse Ritter, right, and you run it, you get 18 hours of play out of it. If you bought a board game and got 18 hours of play out of it, I think you'd feel pretty good
be
about
happy.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you buy a video game and get 18 hours of play out of it, that's fairly standard, right? Like God of
Yep.
I mean, depends on the video game. Well, we don't all play MMOs for 7,000 hours, right?
Yeah.
But like if you're buying like God of War, right? God of War is like a 15-hour game, right? Like there's, like Tomb Raiders, 15, 20 hours. Like those are, I mean, not every game
Pretty
has
good.
to be
Yeah.
Borderlands 4 that you play the end game for 1,000 hours or whatever. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, I would feel okay about that. So yeah, I think about that the same way. Right. And you get like, so yeah, if I got 100 hours out of my Mothership already, like those, to me, that's like those ones are the home runs. They're like but like, yeah, if you get 3 to 6 sessions out of most of these, I feel like you get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Knave
Oh,
2E,
sure.
maybe not so much, but
Especially if you got like 4 people, if you're dividing that up, like that's really great. I mean, the value is awesome. Absolutely. Even if you get one session out of a lot of these, I mean, and you figure you've got, if you got 4 people, so 4 players, so you got 5 people total. The book's $50, $10 for everybody for 4 hours. I think is
it's great.
still even a great. Yeah. I think it's well worth it, for a lot of these games. Obviously, we want to get more than that out of, more use than that out of, a lot of these games. I want to get it down to pennies per hour, but
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you guys, like, have you experienced ever like a project that comes really late and there's something about it that makes you not care? Like, because I've had some where like I get really worked up about the fact that they're late, and then like Mythic Bastion Land was like a year late, and like I just didn't care even a little bit. It was like I think I sort of knew going in, there's no way this is going to fulfill this fast, and like also I know this is going to be such a good book that I just don't care. And then I got it, and it's like, oh my god, it's even better than I thought it was going to be, and I don't even care that it was a year late. And then
That
there's
helps.
other things where it's like stupid adventures 2 months late, you incompetent,
Yeah.
bozo. Like I don't know like why that is. Like, do you guys experience that too?
Yeah.
Mine is because I
ahead,
knew
yeah.
from the onset that it was going to be really late. That Reaper one, like just reading
Mm.
everything that they plan to include with all the different books and the settings and adventures and stuff like that. I knew. I'm like, there's no way that's shipping when they say it's going to ship. So I was like, whatever. And then when it obviously didn't, and it still hasn't, I'm like, yeah, whatever. When it looks cool. Like I said, they sent me the PDFs and I looked through them briefly, and then I'm like, well, I will definitely check it out when the box shows up.
Yeah. 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 Same here. I don't know what it is. I think for me, it has to do with like one, knowing it's going to be late, but then the presentation on opening the box. Do I feel like it's Christmas? Am I a kid in a candy store opening this box, or is it, in
Yeah.
a Amazon slip folder and
Mm.
it's just in the
Same
corner or whatever?
same thing. Like Edgelord just threw up a car. I was the same way. Like Dolman would. Eventually, I was just like, it'll eventually get here. And I just kind of put it behind me, And then when it showed up, I was like, oh, holy shit! They
There was
knocked
so
this one
much
out of
in
the park.
there. Oh my god.
Yeah, it just kept on loading
I
stuff,
know.
and it was
I kept
all
moving
top
stuff, and I'm like,
quality.
"There's more. There's more." Yeah, it was
Yeah.
there. There was a lot.
I mean,
cranked out.
I don't even care about stuff like this, but like I got the dice bag, and that's been like one of my favorite pieces from it because now I use it all the time because I'm like, I thought it was just gonna be some, cloth piece of crap, and it's like oilcloth and embroidered, and I'm like, this thing's freaking super nice. Like,
the
I'm a
maps are
fan of this.
gorgeous.
Oh,
And
The
the
yeah.
cloth
maps
maps are
awesome.
gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah, they did it. I mean, there was a lot of bumps in that Kickstarter, but the product, you can't have any complaints about the product. Like,
Yeah, I totally didn't care about it for the longest time, because I backed it when it dropped, and I was watching some of the live plays at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome, this is going to be cool, and I had the idea of I'm going to integrate this into my campaign, and at the time I was running Basic Fantasy, so it was going to shoe right in, because OSE, and it was going to be great, and then it like got delayed, and I was like, yep, okay, fuck this thing, it's done, I'm done, I don't. And then I was like, whatever, it'll show up, and then it never did. Whatever, right? And then we switched over campaigns. We grew out of Basic Fantasy. I started running Castles and Crusades. We're like in that, and then all of a sudden I'm looking around, and people are getting Dolmenwood, and the first I heard of it getting delivered was Ducato complaining, like, oh, so I saw so and so get their Dolmenwood Kickstarter, and then somebody else, and he was, oh, somebody else got it. I'm wait for mine, and then mine showed up, and and Ducato's like, I'm coming down there, Well, I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever, and I let it sit on my table for I think a day, and then I opened it up later, and then I'm kind of like, especially the cloth maps. Looking at the cloth maps, I was like, wow, that is
super nice.
cool as shit.
Yeah.
And they split the cloth maps, just so everybody knows how cool it is. They split the cloth maps. One of them is a player map, and one of them is a GM map.
Cool.
So that, like,
Yep.
because
Wow.
some, and I know that sounds like a trivial thing or whatever, but like some of the cloth maps that come with these games, you can't show the players.
Mhm.
Like, it's got all the stuff on it,
Yeah.
like, so you want to kind of let them like explore. So it's really cool to have, a cloth map that, is table safe, I guess, player safe, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You know, um,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
a
saw
good-
our
neat.
golden age in the chat, and that was going to be one that I said is one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah,
Yeah, incredible setting book. It has a system, but it's so light that I think I would just strip it out and do Worlds Without Number or something. Um, but yeah, it's really cool.
That's another one that like I read and was like, that was worth the money just to read it. I don't know
Mhm.
that I would ever have a group of players I could imagine like going actually through that setting. It's pretty gonzo.
Right.
It's like
It does get weird. Yeah.
yeah.
pretty too gonzo for you, Matt.
I want some of whatever Luca's on when he's writing that book. That's all I'll say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you ran Vaults of Varn. I mean, that's
This
pretty,
is it. Yeah. This is like Vaults of Varn on acid.
Yeah.
So it's like an acids. It's like acids taking acid. Basically, it's like it's out of control. Yeah, but it's a great
I'm gonna
read.
have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. UVG2E. It's a cool book. Yeah, it's like a supplement for that. Yeah, that's a good call out. That's
Oh,
definitely
it's UVG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultraviolet-
Yeah, I have
Same.
I have UVG. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same setting, but different part of the world.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. And I probably saw it or got a notification or something of it. But I mean, believe it or not, I have tried to scale back on what I
Fun.
back
It's on backer
and
kit
all of that
instead
stuff.
of on a Kickstarter.
More gonzo than Chalt.
It's a different vibe, right?
It's a different kind of gonzo,
it's a different
probably.
vibe. It's
Yeah.
a different vibe. Yeah. I mean, I vacillate between like loving the writing and feeling like this was like random word salad, sort of just, like
fair, yeah.
three rotating columns of like techno babble that just sort of generated a thing. So like, yeah, it depends on my mood, but I do like it. It's a cool book just to look at and own for sure.
Mike, cloth maps are awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. Pointless. They look cool as a display. They make great like player handouts. Like when you say, "Hey, you find a map or something." I don't think they're pointless at all. But I think they're cool to look at. My opinion, but yeah. So cool stuff. Is there any other Kickstarters that we're getting to almost 2 hours 45 here, so we're
got a
getting
couple.
close.
I literally got one in the mail today. I'm so happy I get to show off my Daggerheart monster book.
You know what, Ken? I was gonna hit the maximize button, and then you said
So-
Daggerheart.
This was really cool.
There's no minimize.
You
You want to show it off? You want to show it off?
Yeah. So
Show it
the
off.
book is really neat. I mean, it's just a paperback, but what they did was start with the artists and say, "Hey, give us some interesting monsters and whatnot, and we'll do the stat blocks." So the artist just had free reign to make interesting creatures. There's a spider with a city on the
cool.
back or whatever. So cool approach in any system. But I enjoyed that. So, and that's my
neat.
my Daggerheart shout out for this episode.
Yeah, cool. Well, for this episode, does that mean you're going to try and shoe it into every episode?
It's coming.
Okay. All right.
Every conversation.
All right. Well, you're going to get voted off the island. Okay. But no, that's fine. That's fine, Ken. Everybody's got their passions, and everybody has their opinions, and we, highly respect your opinion, even though you're wrong.
Roger, what's wrong?
So
You take your blood pressure medicine. You look like you're short certain in there.
I'm trying to maintain cool composure. I'll yell at you behind the scenes. What's the matter with you bringing that up? No, I get it. People like this stuff. You know what I mean? Look, even Joe said you're very brave.
It's true. It's true.
He
Who
knows
else
you'll get a
is-
stern talking to though off the air.
And I'll bring up Daggerheart during the talk.
I know you
Um,
will.
So, who else has fun Kickstarters they're looking forward to that should be
Yeah.
coming soon?
Um,
Anybody?
The only one that I
Go
had that
ahead.
Roger didn't talk about is Pendragon, and it only just funded in November, so it's got a bit to go. I don't know when it's due.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet? Have you played Pendragon?
Only with myself,
Wow.
like most of my life.
Joey, we'll have to run. We'll have to run one of those sometime.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would
The
love
list,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
Definitely.
I love the setting of Pendragon. I'm really down to play it. So yeah,
Dude, I had a blast running that game, or not running, playing in that game with George. I mean, it was fun, and it wasn't the adventure that we were run through was not like
right.
a
It
Pendragon
wasn't nobles,
adventure, you
lords,
know?
and ladies, right? Yeah, you told me
Right.
that.
I mean, it
sounds
was,
cool.
but it was, it was like go get the MacGuffins and put them all
Yeah.
together and make the thing happen, Um, so it wasn't like a nightly quest really or whatever, but yeah, it was a blast, you know. Edgelord, we'll let you know. You're out in Buffalo, so that's
Or
only
Rochester.
3 hours, or Rochester's only a couple
Rochester's 2 hours away. Yeah,
Yeah. So where are
that's
you
an easy
at?
trip on the weekend,
Lord,
dude.
maybe we can work something out there.
We can get together for a long weekend of D&D like we were talking about last week.
Yeah,
Jason,
right.
are you in
Yes.
between here and Rochester?
Yeah. I'm actually I'm between Syracuse and Utica, so
You're hosting.
Guys, if you want to come out to my place, I'm more than happy to have you come out here because nobody ever does.
The
Nice.
problem is to get to Jason's house from like Syracuse is it's the same to get to like Utica. I think probably you're probably you're probably like an hour from.
I'm an hour from Syracuse, an hour from Utica. Either way.
Yeah.
So. And
Right.
2 hours to Rochester. Easy 2 hours to Rochester.
Yeah.
Straight off the road.
There you go.
The cursed D20. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that that I've backed. You guys know that. I know I keep saying things like that. I'm excited for the reprint of the DC Heroes role playing game. They reprint it. Cryptozoic is reprinting it for the 40th anniversary. It was originally Mayfair Games that put it out, and that was my main superhero game back in the day that I was playing, and I still have most of the copies and stuff of it. But this was like a full reprint, and I ended up backing it. And I don't know if I'll ever, run the whole game, again. Maybe I'd like to at some point, but it's overcomplicated for what it is, right? Because it was, late 80s, early 90s type of thing. But I think it was really cool, and I'm looking forward to getting that box of just stuff, and I'm hoping that I open it up and it's it's just nostalgia, to me. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Other than that, I can't think of anything that I'm really super excited about. I'm scrolling back through my backer kit stuff, and so when while somebody else is talking, maybe I'll come up with something. But what else, Stan? You got anything?
I got.
Coming that's
I
good.
was looking at my schedule. It's supposed to be coming. Like my Shadow Dark West Marches is supposed to be coming in this month. I don't know if it will. Maybe next month. I'm not sure.
Is that due
But
this
she
month?
was pretty.
I think it's late.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
I
gonna be a little
totally
bit
lost
late.
track of that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they said it's. I think they said it's running late.
Cool. And the Scrying Dutchman's Blacklight is due fairly soon, I think. I think he just released the alpha PDF. So that should be, and that's for Shadow Dark.
Yeah, I have a Shadow
Yep.
Dark Mega Dungeon from Tom Wilson, Throwy Games. That's due next month. So, and it looks like it's on time. Like he's pretty good. Like
Recheck
about
my
hammering
list
them
here.
out.
Yeah, Shadow Dark got bumped to spring 2026.
Oh, okay.
Balls.
Sorry.
Excited.
Sorry.
Yeah, the
Man,
one
They've had some
Why?
health issues, though. What are you gonna do?
looking at my Kickstarters,
Yeah,
I've
she
got a
had-
Kickstarter that I can't talk about on stream that is hopefully shipping within the next few weeks that is not gaming related. And it is something that I backed for my wife as a gift. So
Nice.
Okay.
I can't talk about it on the stream, but
I may know
Well,
what
after
that
it
is.
goes up, we'll talk about it.
I got a Dwarven Forge one that's coming. I don't know when. They just sent a thing saying the boats hit America, so we'll get it sometime. But it's not. I didn't
Yeah.
back it for a lot because their stuff's way
As long-
overpriced. And
As long as America didn't hit the boats.
Right.
yeah, exactly. But it'll be cool to get.
Well, as
I
long
already-
as they're
I
not
already know how to
smuggling
use it.
narcotics, it's not going to be an issue.
Right.
Well, it's hard to tell, from the satellite view whether it's narcotics or Dwarven Forge.
Or RPG stuff.
Oh, either way, really.
Sure.
For Roger, it could be either or. It sounds like.
Yeah.
You
Right.
never know. you never
Collecting
know
that
what
stuff
I
is
could-
kind of like having a meth addiction or
It
something
is
like
right.
that.
I think
Yeah.
I think a meth addiction would be cheaper.
Oh, by far.
That's
And finally lose some
Trying to-
weight.
yeah.
Go back through here and see what else I've got that hasn't
Yeah.
fulfilled.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
I mean, like the Alien Evolved stuff just came in. I
What,
think in the last.
what did you
week.
think of that, Matt?
I haven't really dug into it too much.
Just
I
first
mean,
look and flip through. What I just want your opinions because
Well,
I know
so-
what mine are.
so look, they moved away from one of the striking things about the original edition is that black. It's the reverse, like the way it's black pages with light text, right?
Yep.
I imagine that cost them a fortune, and obviously it's super printer unfriendly. Like if you're trying to print stuff at home, it like murders your printer. So they moved away from that, and I understand why. Like visually, it looks. I feel like if I didn't have those old ones, it would be fine. Like Free League makes good looking stuff,
Yeah.
but like man,
Yes.
you put them side to side, it's just like ugh. Like it doesn't. Yeah.
You're saying the old one looks better,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. Same thing. I went through it. We flipped through it a little bit Sunday night. I think Ken, right? I think it was just you and Joe at that point.
Yeah.
The other thing that really kind of irked me, a minor thing, right? Like it's fine, but the cover is gloss.
The cover
of
doesn't
the
look
book.
that good. The old
The
one
cover's
looks a lot
gloss.
better.
Yeah.
The older version, it's a matte cover.
It feels more right for the I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Like I said, if
but
I
the
didn't have the
pages-
original one, I think it'd be fine. But it's
Yeah.
just it's hard to put them side by side.
The
I-
pages being bright, and then it's like a purple print or something.
Yeah, it's
Or-
strange.
No, I said this Sunday. I think on the one hand, the original version was such a better presentation of what Alien felt like and how we remember Alien, and on the other hand, I found the newer one easier to read,
It is
get through.
unquestionably.
So I think
Yeah.
this is an attempt of like, hey, that's the original, right?
Yep.
I think the attempt was, hey all you kids, here's how to run an Alien. You like shiny books, right? With white pages. Here it is.
Right.
But I don't know what audience that is for, because if you weren't already invested in the Alien RPG, you're not going to go start a campaign of this, right? There are
No.
a dozen other great science fiction horror games out there that aren't going to end with you being killed by an alien, which is how this one is probably going to end, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that one. The original book is it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, this one. I mean, look, but like in a vacuum, there's nothing
Serviceable.
wrong with that. And it's
Yeah.
I promise at the table, it's going to be easier to read and parse and use that as a game book than the old one. Like it's not really super friendly to read page after page, but like God, does it look good? I mean, it really does just scream Alien, like visually. So
Yeah. And it kind of fits
Yeah.
like how they do things. This first book, like all their books are so like distinctive to whatever the game is, right? So you can look at artwork and stuff from something and without it being titled, and you'd be like, oh, that's Dragonbane, or
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Vaesen, or Forbidden Lands. And they have a very
Yeah,
distinct
right.
art style. for each one. So, and that was like when I got this, I like Aliens. I'm a big fan of the first few movies. I think you hit on it though. Like it wasn't like the greatest one to read, but I'm like, and not my favorite out of all my Free League books, but it fit the tone of Aliens.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that darkness. And I mean, the first one's a horror movie.
Claustrophobia.
The second one's a action sci-fi movie, which it's awesome, but like
Mhm.
Yeah.
they're different. But it definitely fits the tone of the movies.
Yeah. 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 And I think, Matt, I think you hit that nail on the head when you said if this one would be fine, it'd be great if we didn't get the first one, the first version of it,
Yeah.
with the black background and stuff. And then this would be fine. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's interesting, but I got it. I'm happy. I want to run it. So I got the starter set and stuff. I definitely want to run that and see how that goes. And then I'd like to do a short campaign. I picked up when we were at a convention last month. I picked up a copy of the Destroyer of Worlds campaign. I've heard that is just awesome. So I would love to run that at some point. So it's like a handful of sessions just to run through it and see how that goes. So that's definitely on my list. And I guess the conversion from the first to second edition isn't that bad.
It's pretty minor. It seems like
Yeah, just some minor changes. Yeah. So that'll be really fun. I'm definitely excited to run an Alien game like that. So yeah, good times. I mean, I even considered converting to Mothership and using that at one point to try and run some of the Alien stuff. But I think I want to run it in the actual system first and
I
see how that
played
goes.
the Mothership, the adventure, another bug hunt, and they really nailed the Alien vibe with that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we've been in a couple Mothership games with Matt. There was a good time.
that one's interesting because it really, you're right, it's Aliens. Like it's a different vibe than probably the ones that you guys have played, which are sort of these like 3 to 4 hour tight kind of horror mysteries, like what's going on.
Yeah.
We got to figure out this one's just like, no, what's going on. There's bug
good.
aliens and you got to kill them or they're going to kill you.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
So.
that was a lot of fun. That's the only one I've played, and we played a few. We never finished it, unfortunately. We had scheduling issues, but I probably played, I don't know, four or five sessions of it. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Don't get
Yeah, that's
attached to
awesome.
character.
So 4 or 5 sessions and you didn't get through the module?
It's a bigger one. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
other one that comes in the box set too, there's like a mega dungeon that comes with it also. What is the name of it? That one's also like 64 pages long or something. It's so yeah, there's definitely Mothership. Like there's the trifold pamphlet ones, and then there's like they have campaign books. They have full on like campaign module kind of stuff. They have lots.
I'm gonna have to look into another bug hunt and see.
It comes in the box set. I mean, I would.
Oh, it is in the deluxe box set.
Just get the deluxe box set. Yeah,
I have it. I have
it. Then you have it. Then you already have it.
Then I have it
Yeah,
already.
you just don't know that you have it.
I just don't know. Oh my god.
It's a Gradient Descent is the like mega dungeon. It's like it's going into this mega dungeon full. Like, did you ever play what was the Alien game? Alien Isolation? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think so.
The video game.
I didn't play
it. It had like the creepy synths that were like it's like sort of like a whole mega dungeon of those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Edgelord. Mothership is a blast.
It is.
It's been fantastic playing it with Matt.
I went into Mothership not wanting to play it. I mean, I had zero interest, but
I dragged him kicking and screaming.
Yeah, really, it was like, oh man, there's just nothing else to sign up for. Cool, we'll play Mothership, whatever. man, I was laughing my ass off the entire time. It was a great game, and then it's it's not like a comedy. You're not supposed to be laughing the whole time. Just the situations that Roger and I kept putting ourselves in, it was making me laugh the whole time. I had a great time. Both times we played, I had a
Yeah.
absolute
And I
blast.
think a lot of that too, and not to inflate his ego bigger than mine, but
Matt's a great DM.
Matt is fantastic, and I will play anything that Matt is
You
running.
guys are too kind, but thank you.
Because every game, I mean, I'm trying to think of like any time I've been in one of your games that I've had like a bad, moment or a bad time or something like that. And, every time I've like walked away with a great story,
That's good. Awesome.
I mean, the Dragonbane, we've been in that that was exciting. That was a fun time.
Your guy with the fake daggers nailed to his hands. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean that stuff. The Morkborg games, that you've ran, the Mothership stuff. I mean, it's just it's awesome.
That's good stuff. I appreciate it.
So,
you guys make it easy. You guys, anytime you guys play, I know it's going to be fun for me too. So make it easy.
Yeah. Well, we try. We try.
That is not a compliment that I get very often. Oh, you made it easy. Really?
Yeah. No, it's it's fun. It's a blast.
You keep me on my toes, but it's fun. I enjoy that. It's fun. Yeah, it's like it's definitely fun for me. So
yeah, I know at the last one we this is my daughter and I.
God,
we went.
The
we
whole
went
team
backwards
went
through the whole.
Backwards because your daughter was like,
we went
I'll jump
backwards
down
through the whole
that pit.
dungeon.
All right, jump down the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we all followed suit, and you're like, okay, I got to run this module backwards now. So that's
pretty great.
what's going on. So yeah, no, that was awesome. That was a blast. So,
but yeah, Mothership's good, and the box set's great value too. It really is.
Yeah. We're talking about value, man. Yeah, that's definitely worth. And I think the box set was like 40.
The regular one's MSRP 60, and then the deluxe is 100.
60. Okay.
Yeah,
it's 100. Okay.
It's like they go.
It's packed to the brim.
But yeah.
It's packed. It's packed
much
bigger than I remember when I first opened it. It like the box. It's like the box lid is like pushed up.
Mm-hmm.
I think a little, over the box because of the punch outs and stuff. So it's really cool. Yeah, there's definitely a lot. I think it's just called Mothership Deluxe Box Set. I know that doesn't.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night games, night with a K. They're the ones that make it. But yeah, there's two versions of the box set. There's the regular one, which is like the Cairn size box that I was showing before, and then there's the deluxe one, which has this kind of gold foil treatment, and it's got like pawns and dice and other stuff. And that one. Yeah, hold it up a little bit. Yeah, that's the deluxe one, but it's jam packed with stuff. I mean, you can play that box for a couple years and not get through everything. I mean, there's a lot in there.
That's cool.
Yep.
Oh, look at that! It has another bug hunt in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I've kind of avoided like looking at some of the modules and stuff because Matt's been running, some stuff at conventions and all that.
The ones in there. Yeah, the ones in there are like campaign length. They're like the longer.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely not. I mean, I've seen people do one shots of a bug hunt because like you can break it into parts. It's sort of designed to be run that way if you want. But it's like campaign.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll have to definitely look into that. And it's worth it to note they've got the character generator online. And it's fantastic.
They have a whole app
go through.
They have a whole app in the for Apple, and it's free to make characters, and you can export them to PDF. And then they have like DLC you can buy where they have like the ship creators in there. You can run.
Oh, cool.
I mean, you can. Yeah, it's almost like a D&D Beyond kind of situation at this point. If you get the DLC, it's got like rules for like you can run the game completely through there and make all your characters and export them and. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Millennium Games. Love Millennium Games. Shout out to Millennium Games. largest game store by square footage in the continental United States.
That's cool.
Probably all the United States, I think. I don't know if there would be a bigger one in Alaska or Hawaii.
Yeah, probably not.
No, Alaska is much smaller.
But yeah, it's the largest game store square footage. So it's pretty cool. I don't know how much square footage they have, but it's like an old department store or something.
It is big,
Wow,
and you can find some good stuff in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff. Hub City book. I don't know what Hub City. Anybody?
It's
Hub City.
so last year. What was last year's that they did? Was it Prospero's Dream? Was that this year or last year?
That was this year because I backed that.
So they
Unless it's a
did-
reprint.
No.
Yeah, new campaign setting. Yeah.
Let me see. Last year's was Wages of Sin,
Oh, okay.
which is a bounty hunting campaign. And then they did a physical print of Orphans that I'm so angry I didn't get because I guess I'm just gonna have to buy it from the store. But Orphans is like another Luke Gearing mothership module that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like a creepy. It's good.
Yeah. So you got that FOMO, and that's something like that happens, and you wish you backed it, and then that's what makes you back the next one.
Yeah, I mean it's at least available, but I didn't realize because like you got the PDF, so I had the PDF of it, I guess from the original campaign, and I guess for some reason I thought, oh, well, I must own this, and then but no, this was like the first time it was available in print, so they got me.
Yeah. What else? What's anybody else got? Anybody else have any great Kickstarters they wanna plug or push or talk about? Or
Not me.
Yeah, that's
we
it for
pretty
me.
much did that. All right. Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on this journey talking about Kickstarter and not deviating once off topic.
Never.
Not even to talk about Legos for half an hour. And
I didn't start that.
Thank God for George.
Yeah.
Pull us back in.
Yep.
yeah. But no, thanks everybody for coming. Next week we've got Greg Christopher, the chubby funster himself, is going to be on the stream, and you guys will be able to listen
All about
to
Skyrim.
Decado and Jason talk about your Skyrim while I say dumb things and you guys,
Mock you
point
for it.
and laugh at
Mock
me.
you,
Yeah.
yes, incessantly.
Exactly.
We'll do
Yeah.
that.
And I'm like, guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah. So no, that'll be fantastic. And we'll catch you guys on the other side. We'll see you guys next week. So everybody have a great week. If you're in the Northeast, be careful out there. The snow comes every year like this. I don't know why, but it's like people are driving in it for the first time in their lives. So, just be careful out there. There's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing. But that's it. That's all I got for that. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Later, guys.
See y'all.
Yeah.